Okay. Hello and welcome to our today's live stream. Today's co-stream and only English cast, I think, of the LRN playoffs day 1. I will shortly open the playoff schedule so everyone can see that is here. What we have to see in the next weeks, today, first day, we're having upper bracket playoffs, like game 1. Fuego against Kites. I think no one is very surprised that Fuego is here, but maybe some people will be surprised that Kits Esports managed to get themselves into the upper bracket. Really good. So love to see them here. I think in general the organization had like a big glow up, like they started a bit rough, but looks really good. It's fun to watch them. I think they're doing a great job on social media too and stuff. So really good. Wait, give me a second. Fuck. Yeah. Later we will see Zeus Esports against Freeview Team, and then we will see matchups out of the lower bracket where SDM Tigres and Lion Academy are waiting for their potential opponents, and one of them we will figure out here today. Whoever loses will face the Tigres in the lower bracket. But maybe let's not speak about that. Let's go to the day preview. Yeah, let me. This is not watchable right now. Wait, let me. Okay. Who do we have today? Obviously, on the one hand, we have Kites, on the other side, Fuego. Both of those teams have already played them against each other once in the regular season, where Kites Fuego won 2-0 in like quick succession. Was really quick, was really stompy. I think Kites, they had a good shot. It was the first game, by the way, of the whole regular season. I think Kites had a good shot at fighting against Fuego, but I think if I remember correctly, there were like long pauses, and at one point Dimitri even stood in the base AFK for a minute, So I think there were technical issues that day, where Kites couldn't even show what they have in them. But it should be fine now. Let's hope that today will be a good day. What is that to say, I think the matchup we will all be, or like what will be the most interesting, and I think let's actually go a bit okay, let's start this. I think Fuego has the better players, no doubt in my mind. I think January, for example, or Grell maybe, Sky, I think are definitely better player, or like looked better. I don't want to say definitely better players, but like they looked in the regular season far better than the opposition here from Kites. But I think Kites, how do you say? Kites, shining light at the horizon is definitely the AD carry, Inoribi. He's the GOAT, I think. He might be even, he might enter league as best AD carry. We don't know yet, but I think this bot lane matchup will be especially very interesting. We also, for Kites Esports, we have Adler Class coming back to competitive play after a short break at the beginning of the split due to an earthquake in Venezuela, where he even went missing for some days. It was crazy. But now he's back, he's healthy, and he is role swap too. He is role swap from jungle to support. L1 is, I think, substituting now. It might be that L1 is playing today. I'm not entirely sure. But like last series, always Adler Class had played, and he looked really, really strong. So I would assume that he plays too. And I think this bot lane matchup, Snaker Ichiwin against Ilnoribi Adler Class, will be very important. So you can be hyped about that one. I think on the other side, on top side, I think Fuego should win. If the matchups are equal and stuff, I think Fuego looks a bit more sharp there, but I think bot lane will be very important. Also, we can see I think Kits Esports in the beginning, they obviously faced the strongest teams first, so don't get me wrong, and they got when even if they don't won the matches, they got this like they got a one map win against Lois, like first place of the region, and Freebie team. I think Freebie team is third place, funnily enough. So like really good series, I think, for them. They really did well there. And then the last three series, they just giga stomped. On the other side, we have domination from start to finish. Like I think Fuego, they only lost one series and two games, but even there, I think they had a strong showing against Zeus. I think especially noteworthy are players like Jeremy and Gren. They're looking fantastic. Plus the bot lane, I think like Sky also looks really good. I just don't think necessarily that they're like I don't think Sky necessarily has to be the best of his role. At least in regular season, he didn't look like too crazy, but definitely one of the top players. So no doubt in my mind that he can level up. Very young player too. Let's look at the teams real quick. We have here Fuego. They rebuilt after their super team that wanted to attack the LCS has fallen apart. What I have heard is that the reason is probably that I think players like Ori and wanted really to go to tier 1, but what I assume is that the team didn't feel like they had it in it, maybe. So it fall apart. But I think the roster that Fuego built is still really good. We have Jenny in top lane. I think generally in the split where the last split, I think he actually looked slightly better than Zotwe, overall. So that's something. I think Sky, really young talent, is really good. I think Ichiban, one of the best supports of the region. We have Grell coming back, has won CBLOL, has won LLA, has played in Worlds, what a legend. And also Snaker is coming back, another player that has at least played in the CBLOL, LDA, LLA, and MSI. So definitely a player that got criticized in CBLOL a lot. But he also had like moments of shining light where he was really, really strong. So in my opinion, really strong player, and we should only expect the best from him here. And I think this team still has potential to reach LCS, or at least have a very strong showing in the promo relegation tournament. I believe in them. On the other side, we have, we have new organization, Kits, coming in. They have taken the spot from Kits Esports. I think Kits Esports as an organization, they took both open qualifiers for LRN and NALCS. CL, sorry. But I think they have chosen, I think probably it is like this, that they couldn't be in both leagues. So they have chosen the NA one, and the whole roster was then transferred to Kits Esports. They have Dimitri now in jungle, and their jungler Adler swapped to support because he couldn't play in the beginning of the split because of an earthquake. So Dimitri coming back from like a 2-year break into the competitive scene. I think he is doing fantastically himself. I think Kakahute and IYBC, they are struggling at some times, but let's see how they can hold up today. And with that, I wanna go into the draft. Into the draft document, slideshow, whatever, that we have prepared. Here we can see the champion pools of different players. There must be said that like Kits have like substitute, like there's a champion pool of L1 as well, same as for some substitute top laner. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they will have them play today, maybe not. Yes. It looks like Daik is playing today top lane, and Adler class is playing support. So Daik's champion pool would be the lower one. So yeah, let's see if we can see anything really special. I think all of them have played not much champions. Like they tend to play the champion. Tend to not play so many champions. They tend to play a lot of champions, actually. Not that many champions, like twice, 3 times, 4 times, or even 5 times. I think the only exception to this is IYBC. He has, I think, personally, what I say is he is probably a player. The champion pool is attackable because he's playing like the control mages, but he's not playing like the Ryze, the Cassiopeia, for example, that are like really meta right now. He's like really likes to play more like not the tanky mages, but more like the classic control mages with like full damage builds. And but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. You know, all those champions that he has played are really good in the meta right now. I just think like, you know, he's lacking a bit in other departments. And if you look like on the other side to Sky, I think, you know, his champion pool is ginormous. He's played everything that is meta. He also has played the tank control mages like Ryze, Cassiopeia, but he also has played like some crazy shit, like the Locker mid lane, a Yone, a Kog'Maw, you know. So I think there's definitely potential in the best of 5 fearless for Sky. Even if like let's say even if their skill level would be the same, you know, I think over the length of the fearless series, I think Sky could maybe leverage here an advantage just by having a better champion pool than IYBC. But let's see. You know, IYBC so far was not forced to play anything else than his classic control mages. So maybe, you know, maybe he has still more on his belt. I think other things to mention here is that Fuego's AD carry, Snaker has played Syndra twice. Something that we haven't seen so much in the scene here. I have watched a bit of ADC and we have seen there a lot of crazy bot lane matchups. So perhaps on the, you know, perhaps the Syndra will be on bot lane again today. Inoribi has not played any mages, but he has played literally every AD carry that is. You know, I think the only AD carries, like there are still some he hasn't played, like Silver for example, but you know, else he's like really, really on fire. He's also really liking the hyper carries. You know, we have a Zeri here, a Jinx, Kog'Maw, with yeah, something like this. So he is like really likes the hyper carries. I am interested to see how the bot lane will shape, you know, especially because Adler class is coming in. He has played like only 4 games so far, so it's really hard to say what he can play, what he cannot play. On the other side, Ichiwin, he has played a multitude of champions. Like he has played the Camille, for example. He has played the Shen, so it's definitely prepared in the meta. We also see a high first pick priority for Camille. Yeah, it's I think another thing to mention is like it could be that they're swapping top laners, or like, you know, it could be for Kite. I would not be surprised if they would, you know, maybe swap mid-series, you know. That it's a strength they can use. Maybe. Amy said they're starting to play a Kali bot to counter mages. Yeah, that I have seen too. It got too far, man. I think honestly, my opinion is that this to a certain degree was already meta, like for like, I don't know, 1 million years. And pro players like, and the reason why it wasn't present before is because Riot Games advertises the game in a very specific way of like, you know, having an AD carry bot lane and stuff. And I think this like this whole the floodgates basically closed. You know, everyone is like playing the shit that is like an AD carry because that's what you always play. And now like with the Ziggs and the Mel, you know, and the Camille support, this kind of opened the floodgates and now everything goes out. And I think this is, I personally like it a lot because I think this opens also a lot of stuff that you could usually not play on other lanes too. You know, it enables like it's enabling a lot of stuff that can happen here right now. And it's like, you know, but I agree that like some people say, oh yeah, mages playing mages and all that random stuff is like really annoying. If you like look at, for example, at the champion pools here from both of the AD carries tonight, yeah, there are 2 games of Syndra. So I think like especially in LRN or like in Latam especially, I think there's not a mage like, you know, there is not a only picking the crazy stuff, you know. So definitely think we are on a right now, at least for Latam, the meta seems to be really fun. Something that is also worth to mention, we will start draft soon. But one thing I want to mention is both of the jugglers, Grell and Dimitri, they have played some all of the like regular stuff, I think. We see Dimitri actually playing a lot of Sejuani, but it's not that common. We have seen Grell 1v9 one game on the Shyvana. I really liked Shyvana myself personally too, so I hope we will maybe see her tonight again. We also see for Kits Esports we have seen like a Kindred from Dimitri, so that's also pretty cool. So I hope there will be like Diana too. You know, they're like Dimitri has played a lot of champions that are quite cool and unique. So I really hope it will go to like at least 4 games, you know. I wanna see a banger series. Prediction like from the casters are saying like most of the casters are saying Fuego will win. I think one person is saying Kites will win. I think Fuego definitely heavily favored in this matchup. Fuego can win, don't get me wrong. They have definitely the potential to win. But they really have to lock in, you know. It's definitely not easy for them to do that. Right now I have to search something. I want to find my draft music and move it into another folder so I can find it easier. Okay, now I'll make it a bit quiet. I think this should be enough. Move it like here. Close this. Okay, yeah. The draft will start any moment now. I will go into this here. Oh, this is fucked a bit. I want it like this. So we have to wait a bit more. It should start any moment now, you know? We probably don't have to wait for much longer. I will stop now this music here. And have it a bit quieter here. Again, I think Fuego is definitely favorite tonight, you know. But I think Kites they have like risen in like in skill, you know, in like showing they really look good, and I hope they can have a strong showing today. Do I hope? I personally hope that Fuego is winning because I think Fuego is and Zeus like they're like the two best teams looking towards home relegation, and obviously my what is like the most important for me is that we have a great showing at the promo relegation tournaments because I really want to see another LATAM team to get into ACS. That would be great representation. It would be a great achievement of the region too to get there. So I think Fuego should be like I really hope they have a very strong showing tonight. Just because it would give me more hopium that we can actually win there. I think I mean, maybe Kites is like looking like a completely different beast, but if Kites wins today, I want really that Fuego is fighting tooth and nail, you know? And Kites must be looking really clean. My prediction for the tournament is that though Kites is like having a lower bracket run and maybe they are rising up a bit more. But because I really think today should be Fuego's day. But Kites definitely have the potential to bounce back. They have shown it in the past, and I would not be surprised if they can bounce back here. Or like, what do you mean bounce back? You know, turn the league on its head and get enough power. So yeah, again, draft should start any moment now. We're already like 3 minutes late. I can like reload this website. Maybe it helps us. Nee, I fucked it. Now we have like an ad, but we kind of don't have an ad, right? It's so funny, no? If you watch like Twitch over like the Riot Games website here, the LRN Esports, then you don't have ads, but you kind of do have them. It's a bit funny. So yeah, we have to wait a bit more. We just have to wait a bit more. It's totally fine. It is what it is. I think with the Kite Esports games, we always had to wait a bit. You know, there's like no other thing to this. I want to see if there's anything happening. You know, anything set specifically. So no, it doesn't seem like it. Everything looks like it should look. Maybe I can give more information. Wait. Uh, Woo! Nice league, GG. No. No, I cannot say there are like more predictions here. I think from like how do you say, from like 11 people, I think only 2 voted that Kites would get the series from the main broadcast. So I think definitely Fuego is a heavy favorite in this series, but that doesn't need to mean anything. Does not have to mean anything. Okay, we need this here. Sorry. A bit cringe, but it is what it is. I hope draft starts soon, you know. Yeah, we have to wait. We have to wait. We have to wait. I'm sorry. Waiting is part of the experience. There's nothing else to say. Let me check if there's anything. If there's maybe anything on YouTube. Maybe we are like behind or something. I don't. I don't think so, but maybe we are delayed. No, we are not delayed, and I think we're going draft. They have changed something in the overlay. Yes, big. Okay, background away. We have also not missed anything. Okay, background stays. But we go. Wait, where? I don't? Okay, it's a bit weird. And with that, welcome to today's draft, game 1 of the series. Fuego against Kits Esports. We see Bands in the jungle department on the one side. Lee Sin and Jarvan are already taken out here. On the other side, we see Camille and the Cassiopeia band. 2 champions that Fuego really likes to play, and maybe Kites also cannot play themselves. We have not seen a single Cassiopeia game from IYBC, and we also have not seen a Camille game from Adlercast. So there maybe might be just a little bit of, I don't want to call it skill issue, but skill issue in that department. Another jungle band here. Nocturnal taken out as well. Dimitri getting put under a lot of pressure here in this game 1. Though champion pool is massive, so there's definitely a lot for him to still play. He's like good at like a lot of champions. But let's see what Fuego is first picking here. Locke, it is not. It's getting banned. I think still champion that should be banned. We have seen Locke lose some games, but oh, Syndra first pick here. This is the IYBC special, by the way. IYBC loves to play the Syndra. Taking it away here is maybe actually something that I have said before. You know, maybe they wanna just attack the champion pool from IYBC because he plays only a specific niche of champions so far. So first picking the Syndra here. You're not getting a rise or something, you know. Victor Pantheon now locked in. I think really strong champion. We have seen Adakas playing the Pantheon support, so there might be, you know, still some flex Reno. On the other side, Nafiri is now Havard, a really strong champion that's still open. Also very good against Pantheon jungle. Especially like in 1v1 situations, they're really good. I think in skirmishes in general are also really good. So let's see if they're securing this. Seems like they want the Shen. Shen is really good against the Pantheon, so it's good. Also the Syndra, by the way. You know, Snake has played it twice. Might be just the Syndra bot lane. I'm not yet sure, honestly. It's definitely flex pick, but now where I realize that it's actually a pick for bot lane, it makes much more sense. Theoretically, this Victor could be a bot lane answer as well into the Syndra, but this is like something we cannot say with certainty yet. Anyways, it is attacking IYBC's champion pool a lot. We have now the Nafiri as well secured for Fuego. I think it's a really good champion, no matter where the Pantheon goes. And let's see what Kites is doing here. I think like that theoretically, you can still pick could pick like bot laners, supports. Maybe you want to pick flex pick open top lane would be fine, yeah. Because now you can ban two top laners here if you need to. Like I would assume a Cyan and a Yorick ban are probably what we will see here. Maybe they think, okay, we can fight against Yorick, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Cyan is already banned, that is 100% sure. We also have seen people playing the Dr. Mundo against Jace, but also look kind of unbeatable. So maybe even more, maybe they're sending in even more here on the the Jace counter picks just have the spread in, there are more now. Let's see. But Fuego is banning, taking out an Ezreal here. Again, Inoribi is not it's not a player that has played a lot of mages yet. He's like a player that plays has played only AD carries and really likes hyper carries and stuff. So taking the Syndra away is definitely not too shabby here. I would assume again another top lane ban here for Dike. It doesn't have to be, but I would assume. Jeremy could, he's Yorick specialist, or like not special, but really good. Maybe it's an overlay bug where they really have not banned anything. What could have been is that they're getting a ban removed because they were late. So yeah, we see again some mid laners covered here, a black champion. I think maybe they have actually only four bans here on Kite's side. I think that could be a possibility. Now Inori is picking the Zinja for Dimitri here. That makes the Pantheon a support pick. We already have thought about that. The Shen also a really good answer into the Pantheon. So I think Adler will have a tough game here on this champion. Let's see how Fuego now responds. And if the Syndra is like mid or bot lane that they will have to reveal as well. I think Shen is 100% support. So yep, there's this deciding to pick in Cassandra here. It's another tank that probably will at one point just be unkillable for the Jace, and with that power he will win side lane. But I think probably in the early lane he will struggle a bit. But doesn't have to be, We will have to see how it goes. We have to see how it goes. So now they're taking, now that the Flex Make has to be revealed. Is it Syndra bot lane for Snake again, or do they want to play it mid lane? Oh, Silas picked here. That says actually not much, because obviously Silas could be mid lane, but we have seen Silas bot lane as well. So it kind of will probably depend on what ever Kite's playing right now. I'm not so familiar with like Silas matchups on bot lane. So it will probably heavily depend now on what Kites is picking. And Kites, they know this too. They have to find a pick that works into both. And actually deciding here for Hawaii. Oh. I wanna say, with how this is going, no matter where it's going where, no matter how this game ends, those are like 3 champions already taken away from IYBC's usual champion pool, what puts them under hella pressure here for the rest of the series, even if they win this game, The pressure is definitely applied by Fuego here, forcing another AP pick here being picked, and it looks like Victor bot lane and Syndra bot lane. I think they still have like a short amount of time until they have to, cannot swap anymore. But I think it is like this now. And if this is like hard to say, bot lane is like, oh, they have swapped. They have swapped last second. Snake is playing Silence AD carry. What the fuck? Crazy. I don't think they can swap back. I think it is like this. I think swapping back would be illegal. So this crazy game 1 here. I have said in the preparation, Inori B, he's an AD carry player. He won't do this. And then boom, Victor bot lane. Against Silas bot lane. I think of sides of Fuego, I really like the draft. They have like a really, how do you say, go forward, attack the first target. Kill the first target, play over like resets. So like Nafira resets, for example, They're playing on that department. On the other side, I think, but they have like a bit better siege potential. Like, they have like the Vibe Hope, Victor Laser, they have Jace Shock Blast. So there's like a lot of, how do you say, a lot of siege potential here. So let's see how it goes out. They also have like forward potential, like a catch potential, like with Pantheon, like Zin, they're really strong with Jace and stuff. They can definitely play this game too, but I think like Fuego is definitely a bit better than like in playing offensive, especially early mid game. But I think it also means that if the game is going like really long, um, or Fuego just in general cannot get a big lead, then they might will have a big issue here because if you're thinking about it, like in the late game, what you know, if the Jace is like good in game, if like the double mage is good in game, you kind of they have the poke, you know. If they are first at an objective and a setup, you know, they can like take the area and just push the enemies out. There's not much that Fuego can do. Yes, they can walk forward, but that's it. You know, they have no crazy engage or something. They have to walk forward. And yes, Silas and Nafiri, they obviously can dash in, Chen, like kind of the same. But with like Xinjiang, for example, you can easily push them away. Also, if Nafiri ults and like even if Xinjiang ultimate is not there to cancel it, you can use the W, like the W from Victor to punish her immediately and stuff. So, let's see how this game goes. I think like Fuego definitely stronger in early game, but I think also they have to use this. They have to leverage this a bit. I think later it will be hard. Um, though we have seen LRN games going a bit back and forth, you know, very fight intense, you know, very unclean, I wanna say, like with a lot of blood flowing. So if Kites cannot stabilize the game in late game, then Fuego might still have you know, still look like a stronger comp, you know? Because I think definitely just going in is probably a bit easier to execute than playing on Knife's Edge, what Kites has to do. Also, they have no real tank, so, you know, if for Ego has is like first an objective or something, is preparing the area first, then it's really hard for the Kites roster to enter, because basically every one of them is getting one shot. The only one that is not really getting one shotted is Dimitri if he ults. But you know, it's kind of tough because you don't just want to ult because you're getting, you know, you know, what if Fuego is not committing? Then you have ulted and, you know, they can commit after your ultimate runs out. So definitely, depending on how the game goes. We have to wait a bit, you know. I think there are technical issues again, you know. I think I have the suspicion they're from Kites again because always when we watch them, it is a bit delayed, but maybe it's just a psyop from every other team to delay in-game going and stuff to make it look like Kites is at fault. But nonetheless, I hope we will start into the game without any major issues and we have a banger series. This first game already, to me, promised a lot of hype, aggressive moments with like a Silence bot lane and Afiri jungle. You know, Shen Pantheon bot lane looks really, really strong. Though again, you know, I really, really like the thing is about bot lane here. You know, I have said it in the preview that I really think like that bot lane of the bot lane matchup here will be the most important. In Oribi is I think by far looks the best out of the Kites players. So his success is like I think fundamental for his team. On the other side, Snaker is coming in new, but he looks really hot right now, you know? And I think Snaker is like playing really well. He's also having a healthy champion pool shown so far. So, I think there's definitely like giga action, you know? I think Adler class on the other side also has really adapted well to the support role so far. I think he looked really good at the games he has played. So, the bot lane will be really interesting because, like, in theory, you know, you think, yeah, but like the Silas is playing against like a range champion, you know, so maybe you will struggle and stuff. But I think like for Ego's bot lane, if they're playing offensively, they're just so much better because Shen is like giga hard countering Pantheon. So Pantheon is kind of useless in this lane. And they can maybe just run over Victor. But if they do like a mistake, I think Inoribi and Adler they can like leverage this really, really good and punish them really, really good. So yeah, we have to see how it goes. Um, but we have to wait for a moment. Again, I'm sorry, we're already late, um, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I cannot do anything. I can add this little text here, so So you know what is happening. We have to wait. We have to wait. A bit unfortunate. Oh, I have the stream open twice. Wait, I have to fix this. This is not really helping us. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what to say here. Again, Adler instead of L1. Guess he subbed out. Adler has played like the last. Wait, let us check. Adler has played the last 4 games already. Instead of L1. I think the moment Adler was back to playing competitive, I think they have changed bot lane. L1 out and Adler in. Again here, interesting to say here, Adler has lane swap from jungle to support. He was the starting jungler of Kits Esports. But then he had like, there was an earthquake in Venezuela and then he couldn't play. And now he's playing support with Dimitri jungle. I think personally I like this change. Like, I'm not sure, like, maybe it's, you know, at least from the gameplay perspective, I think it's really well because especially like Dimitri is like playing really good. So keeping him is a no-brainer. And I think Adler makes a fine job. So I think maybe they also swap them out, you know? Maybe maybe if the series goes long, then we will see maybe and swap of Adler and L1, but I don't know. So with that, we finally go into the game. First day of playoffs in the LRN Fuego against Kits Esports. I think a game where many would say that Fuego should be the upper hand, should win, but Kits Esports, they definitely have potential here to upset, but they also have, even if they cannot beat Fuego, I think they're like on the rising trajectory. So if they would have a strong showing here today, I think this would be already a big win for them. I think they can definitely make a lower bracket run if needed. So anyways, obviously, I think like both teams want to win, and I think especially for Kyle, it would be kind of crazy to win here. For Fuego, it's kind of, you know, you have to kind of win, you know, as an organization. I think a lot of people expect a lot from Fuego from this roster. And now we see the bot lane aggression. It's exactly what I said. They can just walk forward here, and Silas is a really, really, really good sustaining champion. Like, even though he loses a lot of HP in those trades, he gets them back really quickly and relatively easy. So, yeah, so let's see how they can play against this another engage here. Nori B losing a lot of HP. Grell is here too on a rare level 2 gank of the Nafiri. She can still take. Wait, why is she level 2? Yeah, she's level 3 now. Never mind. And now we see again a lot of trading here. Now we're going under the 2. This might be a bit too early. Snaker just dies here. Goes one step too deep, and now Ichiban. He's the next one on the menu, and this makes also Grell's position here really dangerous. He's right now backporting, but oh, Adler getting another kill. Now TP is invested here from the side of Snaker. Kill is though secured by Shen. Snaker's back on the lane, and I think a fantastic start from Kits here. It's also something I said before. I think, yes, this lane from Fuego, they can do a lot. They can play very aggressive, but they can easily step too far forward and they get punished. That happened here. I think really good position now for Kits, especially for like Inoribi and Dimitri here. I think they gained a lot by this. Even Dimitri only not really getting anything himself, but I think in like terms of tempo, he gained a lot through this play. So let's see how it continues. On the other side, we also see IYBC having some trouble here. It's getting put under pressure. Still head splash, so Fuego cannot really do more than just punish him and dealing a lot of damage to him. But I think that's already enough. He has no TP anymore. So every HP he loses puts him in a far, far worse position. I think this is something that this is like a position where Fuego could really like leverage like maybe a difference in like player. I think this season Sky looked far better than IYBC looked so far, and IYBC's champion pool is also has not looked the greatest yet. Let's say it like this, because we haven't also not really seen a champion that IYBC is not good at, you know. But there are some champions he hasn't played yet that everyone else has played. So let's see how it goes. Sky right now definitely having a bit of an advantage in mid lane here. Yes, the HP is equal, but look at the farm diff, look at the yeah, just look at the farm diff and you see Sky is doing better right now. On bot lane we see I mean, luckily for the Fuego bot lane, you know, both kills going to Adler, but I think Adler on Pantheon can probably gain something too, you know? His first item probably is also really strong spike, and like actually stronger spike than probably Ichiban will have, so but right now I think it's not too meaningful that he has 2 kills. Let's see how it goes. On top lane we can see Cassante doing a fine job here as an answer into the Jace already. Is not that far behind. Let's see how the lane will continue to go. There's a lot of potential here for Jenny to like punish the Jace later, but we probably have to wait for like first item. Maybe it's already strong enough to at level 6 to punish, but we will see. Also, we can see like this bot lane here from Fuegos can play quite forwardly, even though they have no range. They're playing really good now. We're going in engage. Karel's there too. Adler, though, really tanky with his shield, is surviving for now. Dimitri is also there to protect him. But I think the Fuego has a better position, so they could go here to look for Dimitri. IYBC is moving as well, though, so they probably cannot find much more. Dimitri also not really losing anything for it, so in general, you know, right now it looks like the bot lane of Fuego has definitely still the like, you know, the longer stick here. But who again, I'm not sure. It's Snaker losing a lot of HP. So is Inori B, but he still has flash, so is Snaker. So both bot laners here playing a bit on a knife's edge. Trying to outplay the other to gain an individual lead. Those AD carries are really strong, you know. I think especially Inori B, he is like fundamental for Kits Esports success so far. A really strong player. Has never played mages before in competitive. So it's a first year for him, this bit. And Kite's also the first at this dragon. There's nothing really that Fuego can gain yet. They know what is happening, and like Sky is also there. Ichiban is walking in, but the dragon already gone. Now they could look for a fight, but they're not really in position here. But they can also not cross map, so really nice from Kites here. They're securing first dragon really early without losing too much, without losing anything at all. Now we see like Dimitri's like just resetting, going topside, so Grell cannot invade him. So all in all, just a great play from Kites Esports, and with that they're like nearly 1k gold ahead here in the early game, doing a quite a good job here right now. Setting themselves ahead. And again, I think like, you know, this Fuego combo, you know, they kind of want to lead the early game. In my opinion, at least. I think if they're not really getting ahead early game, the game could be really hard for them. So, right now it looks really good for the Kites roster. But let's see how it can continue. Because you see Grell now on top side, but Diek is like too far under turret. There's nothing they can do. He's kind of aware of the danger he might be in, is chilling, and I think with that, like, I think like Grell cannot really leverage the strength of Nafiri here in the early game so far. He's like, he is always rotating to players that are nothing burgers. So a bit tough game for him right now. Let's see if he can bounce back. Always with this, also with this top play and like bot plays before, he's also now losing CS. So Dimitri can get an advantage here. So let's see how it goes. Grell now again bot lane. Ichiban flashing forward. Nice flash taunt. But Ninori B uses his own flash to get away. Now Grell goes in, gets the first one, has a reset on his ultimate, but right now he cannot really go deeper because he would fly on the turret. But really nice catch here. Great play by Ichiban. Perfect flash E. E-flash, I wanna say. So yeah, let's see. With that, the goal hit is basically back to even again, a bit Fuego favored, but again, game is not over yet. Was a great play, but not the end of the world. Now we see the mid lane matchup here. Ultimate from Sky is used, but he cannot really pressure IYBC. He has no mana though, so soon he has to reset. Has teleport as well, so you know he will probably just teleport back if needed. So has less tempo though, so there's a potential for a play here on top side. Oh, we see Chen ultimate on bot lane. Camera. And we see it, and here a kill is secured. Snaker killing IYBC with the help of a Shen ultimate here. Great play, I think. On the other side, we see though Kites they're immediately onto the grabs here with Shen teleporting bot lane. But I think Dimitri might be a bit out of position here, actually. It's fine. Dayak moves, Adler is moving too. And now Grell is the one out of position, but he can leave. It's fine. Only one grab so far secured, so there's still potentially the objective to take for both, but looks like Kite is can securing the other ones as well. I think the grabs here, grabs in general are just the like pretty harmless objective, you know. They themselves don't give really a lot. You see like a big grab gives like 30 gold. It's basically nothing. It's kind of wasted time for a jungler. And the passive effect is like you have to use it. And if you cannot use it, it's kind of worthless. And here's my question is like, how can they really use this? I mean, Inori is like immediately putting it to work here. But I think he will also die for it, maybe. Snaker again finds him here after a teleport. There's no way Niribi is escaping this one. He has no flash. Ichiban is there too. Now taunts him. Gives the kill to Snaker. And with that, another kill here for the former CBLOL AD carry from Leviathan. Doing a great job here. I think in this game. I think Inoribi on the Victor in general just doesn't look too sharp yet. But I think Snake on the side is actually like great matchup for him. I think as like again, I have only seen that they play Sylas bot lane, but I have not really watched a game of Sylas bot lane. But I assume it is really good against mages. At least looks like really good. So Snaker finally on a lead here, on a big lead even. 700 gold now. Basically the whole lead in the game. On his shoulders right now. Also has 5 stacks dark steel, you know, so the Sylas could be a really big threat sooner than later. Next dragon is spawning in 15 seconds. Both teams are kind of playing around it. Maybe not just to do it, but to fight around it. And now we see Ichi win. Bro, huh? What is this? I'm sorry. This is a bit cringe. Sorry. Oh, bro! Riot! Okay, let's go back a bit. Sorry. I wanna see it. Sorry. And now we see the fight again. Ichiban is getting attacked here, finding the first town, but the fight looks really good for Kites. They're moving forward. Ichiban is now the first one that falls. Now Fuego on the lead though. They're getting a kill themselves. They also have reset, and Grell flies in the turret here. Has backup though immediately from January after the TP. But Snaker, he might be in danger. Now IWC is secured, and January, he's really low, gets taken out too. So far, it's like 2-4-2. Both teams trading blow for blow here on the bottom lane. And we stay here now. I'm sorry. I hate Twitch. I should never have swapped. And now we see Fuego is taking the dragon here. After this play, they had more, like, better HP by better position, so they're taking it. But we see pings here. So, Dimitri probably on the move, and we also have seen a little spoiler. So I think there will be a fight here. Adler is going in here, waits perfectly with his W, baits out Grell's own W as untargetability. And with that, they just secure him here. In the end, so it's like 3 kills for Kites, 2 for Fuego, and the dragon for Fuego. I would say no team can get a real big advantage out of this. It kind of depends. Now the counter silence ultimate, counter Pantheon ultimate here from Snaker immediately finds something as well as Ichiban in the back pocket here as well. Now we see mid lane again. Next fight immediately. Sky needs to be a bit careful, but he has the fancy footwork. Is fine. And yeah, with that, Fuego immediately bites back here, especially Snaker, having a fantastic game so far. No way, bro! Sky just steals it. Serves it to his junglers. And I think, like, you know, we see Ichi win. And Grell, they're finding Dimitri. His ultimate won't save him. At least not for long. But maybe IYBC is saving him, actually. Looks good. The HP bars are so low, but Fuego, they can just not find the lethal here. They need to be careful here. I'm really happy that, you know, in CBLOL there was a lot of... We see another 1v1 from Snaker. Here goes in, finds the knocker up. Whew, so close. Chains connect, but he cannot escape on the other side. Jenny just takes out Dying and gets 3-man dive. In the end, only Jenny is involved in his murder, but oh no, Inoribi and Snaker, they're still fighting off, but Snaker has no mana right now, so I think Inoribi can push out Swave and reset in peace. Snaker, on the other hand, though, he might be not in peace here. He has to drop. But he kind of does not want to drop, so he's playing a bit risky here. Let's see, maybe he gets punished. Hex Flash is used. No, it's not. It's cancelled. He has no Hex Flash. Never mind. It looked like it, but it was... Oh, kill secured from Snaker. The ultimate might be enough. Wait. He gets survive. Holy shit. Snaker is back. Snaker is so back. It's crazy. Wow. Love to see that. Love to see that. It's really, really good. I think, like, I'm really happy because I think someone in chat, like Tamiel, said Shaker is way too big. And when he played in the CBLOL and LTA South, the English cast, they developed of saying, they developed the nickname for him of Shaker because in like Brazil, he has shown signs of greatness, but he has also signs of weakness. There were some games where Snaker played like a top tier CBLOL AD carry, but like most of the games he was like not really online. So I'm really happy to see that Snaker is unlocked. Here we see a display again. He just dodges everything, goes forward with the rocket belt. Now he's like sure dead, but he steals the ultimate and just gets away with it. So close. Great play here by Snaker. Has now 10 stacks on a Dark Seal and is really close to a presumable Rift Maker as well. Yes, today we have a best of 5 here. Now Snaker is attacked here. Can he get away? Yes, he's too slippery. Kites, they cannot really get him. And it looks a bit like desperation here at this point, Just sending it on Snaker again and again, and he's just getting out of it every time. Burning a lot of the resources of the opponent team. Now going forward here, Ichiban would be there. If the chains connect, it might be a kill, but it's still dangerous here. Kites theoretically has more members in the area, but Dimitri doesn't really want to fight with his team here. Just wants to farm. Understandable. And Fuego, slowly but surely, they're bolstering their advantage. We see also top lane, there's a big push here. Sky on a very strong position. 1k gold lead on himself now. And I think Fuego, they're slowly showing that they are the better team here in the first game. Game is not over though. Kites definitely have a way back into the game. And it looks really tough, especially with the Victor being so far behind. I think Inoribi would be a really, really, really important member of the success for Kites here in this game. Because they kind of have, like, in the later stages of the game, they're kind of forced to play the siege game style. Oh, Ichiban cancels the backport here, but cannot do more. But canceling backport is already more than enough. Inoribi has no teleport. So he's now weak on the map, could not reset. And, like, Dragon is spawning, so... theoretically a position where Fuego could find an advantage. And secure an objective here. January on top lane is alone with like multiple enemies, but they know that they can't really punish him. And if they would try, Ichiban is going in here with Grell together, but they're only 2 yet. It looks a bit tough now. Inoribi is also there. Snakers finds the chains. Immediately looks for a one-shot here. Maybe this is enough. Inoribi flashes away. Snaker is still chasing. The chains did not connect and it looks like he's inting. Shaker is back here sadly. Finds his demise. Inoribi secures a big shutdown for him here. Really, really good. And with that Fuego, also Grell died too. I think they're just going too deep here. Ichiban and Grell and Snaker also. And with that, great play here from Kites. Punishing the over-aggression of Fuego. And this is like something I have said earlier too. Fuego, this roster, they're really good at going forward. But, it's also with those champions, it can be relatively easy because they don't really have an engage, They only have like carry champions that are jumping in. Like Silas, like Nafiri. And if those champions are jumping in, yes, they're a big threat. Yes, they're dealing a lot of damage, but they're also not tanky or anything. So, they're killable. I think here, big mistake from Fuego. They're still in the gold lead, game is not over, but a second dragon now secured for Kites in a situation, with Inoribi could not reset and stuff. I think Fuego was definitely favored to win this. the situation, but they couldn't. And let's see Grell now. He's in danger, has to run here, but nice flash from Dimitri, but maybe a bit too ambitious here, losing his flash for kinda nothing. And now let's see how they can continue this game. On the other side, we see generally on the Cassandra, it's exactly what I said, you know. At one point, the Cassandra will be kind of unbeatable for Jace, and then it's like, you know, then Jace has to play the game of the Cassandra, and we can see it right now. Ooh. Ichiban is putting ward vision very aggressively. Can get punished though, for now. And with that, I still think the game is like right now in Fuego's like Fuego's like in a much better position with Shen being so strong against like Pantheon, with Cassandra being so strong against Jace. I think they have like slight advantages just from their champions right now on like all of the map, kinda. But I think Kite's definitely, you know, they don't need much longer to come back. We also seen like Inori B with the shutdown. He has like closed the gold lead completely and also has like a second item a bit earlier than Snaker actually. So let's see how they go. Turret is now under attack. I think Sky can not get it here actually. And Itchy, when he's far too forward, I think he thought that Sky could be could help him, but the turret is not going down, and with that he cannot help. And Ichiban just far too forward. Now they're immediately looking for Snaker again, but Snaker's still very slippery. They cannot get him here, but they can push him away, what gives them free hit on the turret here, securing at least 2 platings, maybe the whole turret. Now Grell is going in. He's kind of alone though. He just kills Inori B. He just doesn't care. Teleport is now used to Grell using Shen ultimate, and his own ultimate gives him a lot of time. Inori B is dying. No, Dimitri is dying here immediately. And Adakas, he probably cannot escape here with double TP secured. Snaker and generally they're getting this. Turret cannot fall here. It looked a bit like overambitious from Grell, but he can just find Inori B immediately. He shuts him down. And then he gets his ult reset with the shield and Shen ultimate. Looked really, really good here. Another play. Dayek has to flash away. Snaker just throws the chains out, you know. That easy he gets the flash. So, really, really good. Really, really good. Still, there's no major gold yet. There's no, like, you know, I'd say not out of it yet. You know, it's a bit back and forth. And just something we have expected here in the LRN. Halt is now used mid lane too, but I cannot really get anything. Yes, the turret loses a lot of damage. I think there was a plating secure too, but the plating will probably not be enough. Next dragon is in 1 minute 30. So right now there's nothing major to fight around, besides like vision. And I think that's what both teams are contesting here for. Vision actually. Sweepers are used. We see Scuttle is used, so vision gets placed, vision gets cleared. And I think we will soon see both supports will be resetting because they have no vision anymore. And when they come back, they will reopen the area and then we will fight around it again, I think. If you look right now, I think something to mention is Dimitri has a really interesting item build. He has like Titanic Hydra and Death Dance. But it's a really carry-oriented item build, I must say. You usually don't go that on Xinjiao. Like, the Titanic Hydra makes you not tankier than a Sterex would, like, not Sterex. A Sunset Sky would give you a lot more tankiness here, a lot more survivability, something that usually is more worth on the Xinjiao, while the Titanic Hydra gives you a lot more forward power. It makes you hit your Q easier, you know, it gets faster out and stuff. So it's like, offensively, you know, the Hydra is better. So it's a very interesting item build here to see. On the other side, we also see like Grell having like the Axiom Arc here for Lethality. Now, a lot of damage here from Sky. He not has all of his stacks yet. I think if he would have all of his stacks yet, then he could have just ulted. But he didn't, so his ult was not executed yet. Now we see Snaker on the flank here, but he gets Found by Dimitri, losing a lot of HP, but Ichiban is there too. Now they're fighting. It's an ultimate from Snaker and from Dimitrius, both using them. Ichiban nearly dying, but the AoE is great here. With that, it could be it. Kits Esports, they could manage it. Jenny is going forward. He could still find the kill, but his resistance are just drained. Sky now is flashing away, gets one kill, but in the end, Kits Esports acing here the side of Fuego with a great AoE damage position here. And wow! Kits Esports here, strong first game, putting themselves in the lead, securing this whole point for the Dragon now as well. And just, I think IYBC had like early lane, but you know, now he's coming back, and especially Inoribi. He was like 1-5-3 or something. He's having fantastic way back into the game. His ultimate did a lot of damage. Actually, I cannot do it. No way, what? They have no mana on IYBC. He's striking so much to please now use. It's Snaker, no? Yeah, it's Snaker. Snaker is teleporting in here. He can definitely threat the Hawaii here. But he has no smite on its own. Daik is now coming into another teleport from January, I think. Grell is now there too. He can secure the objective, but how is the fight looking? Grell immediately dropping here. Ichiban still alive. January is there too, but Dimitri is now coming too. I think, Sky is also flanking. Inoribi is probably immediately dead here, gets secured. Ichiban is also dead, Johnny is now in it. IWBC has to flash away. Only Dimitri is really in the fight still. He's fighting, but can he do it? I don't think so. Daik now on the back line, but January and Snaker, they're looking for IYBC, probably will kill him. And crazy, Daik still alive. Probably will escape. Yeah, I don't think there's any way the Fuego can stop him, but they don't need to stop him, you know? Just let him reset. I think crazy from Fuego here. Great use of teleport. Getting back in the starting with Fiesta again and rolling kites. Just roll them away here. Who has an advantage now? Oh. I mean, like, there's a goal hit for Fuego. But yeah, I think it's, how do I say this? I think both teams can win this game still, you know, and they're quite equal, but I think Fuego probably will be on the driver's seat, you know? So I think it will be on Fuego's side, you know? Whatever happens, it is either them going too far forward or going too far, you know, maybe playing it bad, you know? I think it's totally on them to fumble. And Kites, they have to, obviously they can respond really good. Now we see Shen ultimate on bot lane, and we see a reset. But now we finally see the fight. Ichiban is alone. Grell is out of it. Probably does not want to get in it again. January is now there too. Grell has to flash, but where is he going? He cannot escape yet. He's waiting for his E, but it's not coming. And he's secured down Assassinato Double for Daik on the Jace. And this is exactly what I mean. I don't think Fuego had like, you know, they don't have to go that deep. They don't have to push that deep. But I think they're just thinking, yeah, we have Shenmue, it's fine, we go. And then they don't. They're just getting rolled. The Kits Esports, they're holding it. Now looking at an Ash here. In the 26-minute mark. The game is completely cinema. Both teams can still win this game. But I think, like, actually, with like, okay, now let's see, Fuego, they're coming up, there are only 3 people. Ichiban has no Shen ultimate yet, so this Nash should be secured for the side of Kites. It's now secured, but the fight is going in. Daik really low. Snaker is now going golden. Sky is still half HP, but he cannot really find anything. Generally, can also not really go in again. The Victor field is really good now. Ichiban is there, but maybe too late. Nice charm onto Dimitri. But this is like not really an easy target to kill. Sky nearly dying here to the Hawaii damage. Needs to leave now. Wow. What a game here. 1-for-1 trade, but the Nash secured for Kits Esports. Let's see what they can do with this Nash. I think they have a really good siege combination of champions. So theoretically speaking, I think Kites, they could do a lot with this Nash. And I think if they get a lot of gold with this Nash, this game will be really harder and harder by Fuego. I already think that with their draft, you know, the game is only getting to, will getting to, you know, be harder and harder, you know. But let's see. There's definitely a lot of potential here still for Fuego, and they're trying to use it now. Daik is getting catched here, but he has help of Adler, not really in any danger. And I think Grell, you know, he has the lethality item, but it's not really doing any damage, even though Daik has no defensive item that gives him armor or anything. Only a bit of HP from the Black Cleaver. So, really tough. Let's see. Dimitri going forward now. Finds Sky, but cannot execute him here. On bot lane, we see Inori B kind of forces the flash now out of Snaker. Is getting the better end of the stick now in this matchup. In the early game, it looked far differently, but I think Inori B is finally in this game, and that's really strong. 3.5 items now secured for him. You see Fuego, they're trying anything, but Sky is just dying. Hey, the Shen ultimate has to be used here. Sky would have just been dead. Dimitri now, oh, there's no damage. Yeah, they're hitting Dimitri, but they probably can never kill him here. He could even look to go in again with his team on the back. Ay, 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 ay. Let's see, let's see. Daik wanted to reset, maybe a bit greedy here, but can escape, no worries. Next dragon is spawning in 25 seconds, both teams. Ooh, going golden here is Inori B. He's going deep, but Grell finally finds something. No, uses his ultimate. IYBC immediately put down as well. And this is what I mean. If they find the catches, they are really strong at it. There's no way of him getting out. 3 kills for 0 secured here. On the side of Fuego. Really, really good. And this should secure them a dragon as well. It also disables any chance for Kits Esports to use this Nash and makes it actually a negative Nash play here from the gold value. And Fuego finding a really, really important catch here on both of the carries. Great play from Grell. I just criticized him for going lethality and doing 0 damage. And he just one-shot basically 2 people. So good for him. Really, really good for him. Oh, generally, yeah, in a 1v1 against Dimitri. Dimitri took the turret, but now he's a bit in danger. Ichiban is there too. Dimitri has no flash, he will die here. But it will take like 1 million years because there is no anti-heal as far as I'm aware. So Dimitri will just heal and heal and heal. You can already see it. He has like also the spirit visage for even more healing, but in the end he will never escape here. Only the thing he can do is like delay his death, giving a kill over to Sky. That is really, really strong in this game here. Let's see if he can maybe secure a next component or a next item perhaps. Yes, getting another needlessly large road. So he's looking at the end of an Rabadons. So is IYBC though. You know, he's one whole item behind, but his AoE damage is still lethal, you know, so whenever Fuego is playing a bit too far, this could be something where they are too far, but I think Inori B just gets downed again immediately. Now he is taunted. Grell will execute him, you know, at a slower pace, but Adler is also dying. He generally takes it. And with that, you know, Fuego, they're just... The game was so close. I think Kits, they played so well, but now they're kind of just getting catched over and over again. And they cannot really get out of the spiral right now. They still have a chance to break the spiral, you know, but the longer they spiral into this, the harder it will go. Dimitri, looking offensive here, can allow it himself. Really strong on those 3 items. But one more auto take on a turret from Snaker would be enough. Dimitri now going in is faced immediately with opposition here, but he has enough HP. He can survive for very long, but so Silas also healing a lot. Both champions going in now. January is on the front line, but he gets melted sooner or later. Will he die? Dimitri now. Oh, Snaker's chains connecting. Dimitri 1 HP, but he's healing so much. There's no way. The fight is going crazy. And now Grell and Ichiban, they're coming and helping. Daik probably dying here, is dodging away, but there's nothing they can do. Adler class and Yorobi, they are now the next on the menu, but they still have a good chance. Grell stepping too far forward here, getting a lot of damage. Still alive though, can maybe get away. He's still burning, but I think he will take. Yep, he will take, and now Adler can go forward because he gets the heal off the Crypt Bloom. Snaker is really low. They're still chasing, but there's maybe just a chance that they can bounce back here. No, I think they will just sell Ichiban. Nope, he's flashing, and with that, the situation is over and crazy. Fuego just getting a bit more kills here, but wow. Just a bloodbath for basically nothing. Let's see how it can continue. Next objective that will be there is the Nash. No. If you're not familiar with LATAM League of Legends is pure violence, you know? There's only war. He has only violence and a bloodbath. Every game will probably be a bit like this. Now the dash has spawned. Both teams are preparing the area around the Dimitri here. It's a bit deep, but there's nothing really to stop him. Probably can also secure the scuttle. Big, very, very easy. Again, I think if Kites is securing the area first, it can be really hard for Fuego to enter because they have so many siege tools. The damage is also slowly getting in here. Generally has a lot of magic resistance, so he can face tank, but besides that, it might be a bit hard. Now the fight is breaking out a bit here, back and forth. And generally, he's just getting no damage. Finally, they can hit some damage. Now he's getting it. Sky on the flank, though, finds a nice get off the weak, but he's immediately on Dykes menu. Has to flash away, but the fight in general does not need to look bad for them. Generally, he's now nearly dead. But Fuego, they're just cleaning it up from the other side. Dimitri, the next one to die. Triple kill secured here for Snaker. And with that, this could be the end of the game. Yes, the Vi is still alive, but he's alone. Yes, he has Wave Clear, there is no Nash, but I think Fuego, they still have enough tools to just tower dive him. So let's see, Jeremy is also teleporting in now. IWBC immediately gets attacked here, loses a lot of HP to the Nyfiri already. I mean, it's not that much HP, but you know, it's really important HP for him here because he is alone. Now he needs to flash out. Ichiban is still looking for a taunt here. Cannot find it though, but it doesn't matter. Scared off the weak hits again, and with that, the game is over. Exterminio. Snaker on this side is having a fantastic game. I think also to highlight Sky nearly making no mistakes, finding crucial scatter off the weaks, and with that, GGVP. Fuego wins his first game after a valiant effort from Kits Esports to, like, you know, to get back into this game, but it just wasn't enough in the end. So, GVP. One thing I want to highlight basically immediately is the draft, because I think, like, from all mid-laners in the league, I think IYBC has shown the smallest champion pool here. And, you know, the Vi is already out, the Syndra is out, and the Victor is out, you know? His champion pool got really attacked. And he has not played any of the tank control measures like Ryze, Cassiopeia so far. He also has not played any other, like, more AD champions or, like, in general melees he has not played. So I think, you know, with Fuego winning this first game and taking so many champions out of the out of his pool, out of IYBC's pool, this could be a tough game to continue. But we're going into a 5-minute break, 6-minute break. Oh, crazy. I kind of don't want to break that long, but I will do a break as well because I don't have that much to speak about right now. You know, we all have seen the game. It was a back and forth. Both teams could win this, but it gives me hope for the series that Kites can at least find one game. I would really hope it. How many kills? Oh, I don't know. A lot. Like over 50, maybe 60. It was a really bloodthirsty game. Last game. And yeah, I hope for more action in the next game. So I will be right back, you know? Well, you can have music. And we can go live again.
Qué partida la que acabamos de vivir, un juego demasiado parejo, un tire de afloje sin cesar en ningún instante, pero fue cuestión de
And with that, I also want to announce my return. We are back into the stream here. Going back into the series. Wait. If anything happens on the main cast, I will inform you. You know, you will not miss anything. But for now, I wanna Actually, they're showing some interesting stuff, so we can just go there. We can. I doubted them, but they have put some valuable infos. Here we see again. Like I think before the series, I have said like a really important thing of bot lane of the series will be bot lane. Like I think Snake and Inoribi are probably two of the best AD carries in the league right now. And I think like especially in the early game, it was how do you say? It was like a lot of early game aggression by the Fuego bot lane. Yes, they died early sometimes, but it always was. They had winning positions. They just pushed them too hard under enemy turret. So I think, oh, this one was so nasty, by the way, Dimitri here. Dying because Grell just gets limited time out of it. And I think, like, another thing you cannot see right now, Inoribi's stat line was really horrible. They found some fights. I don't remember this fight. There were so many. Here, I think they're just going too deep. Yeah, here, Ichiban and Grell, they overextended. Like, I think a lot of the chances that Kits Esports got to get back into the game or get into the game in the first place were on Fuego just going far too deep. And here, this was like kind of really nice turning point find where they found both the carries, you know. Here we see this fight again. It kind of looked like maybe it's winnable for Kits, but then they're just, Snake are just one-shots dying, Gale gets Inoribi, and then they just clean them up. And with that, they won the game. It's really good. My opinion, really good. Let's see how it continues. In general, I think, like, it was like a pretty even game until it wasn't. There's definitely a lot of chance for Kits Esports coming back. I have seen a lot of other people in the internet. They're also believing in this Kits Esports roster. So I want to say that I believe in them too, but I still think Fuego today, it will be hard. But I think this first game showed that it's doable, Kits Esports definitely can bounce back here. Like, look at the damage graph, for example. Like, Inoribi, even though he was like put so far behind in the early game, he found a great way back into the game and did a lot of damage, So imagine how this bot, like this Inoribi, will look like if he's not put behind from minute 1, like from the draft on. He will be just complete perma terror. Especially I think on a hyper carry, this would be complete disastrous. Yeah, but I think it's really hard game for Victor to play too, because he has no real peel, and they have so many champions that can go for him. His laning phase is completely unplayable too. So I think it's okay. I'm not blaming Inoribi too hard. It was a really hard game for him to play. Player of the game is going to Snake. I think there's nothing to say here. His silence looked like completely crazy. I think he put Inoribi from minute 1. He put him in his place. He had some stinkers though. Like I think in the mid game twice he got like caught, what was really tough. But I think besides that, Snake looked really really good. So let's see if he can continue in the next game on a different champion. There's definitely a lot of potential for this AD carry here. Has played internationally at MSI 2024. Has played LTA South, CBLOL, LLA. Interestingly enough to say, Snaker won the LLA and the LTA South. The first LTA South split, I think he won on Leviathan, if I'm not wrong. Or was he on Isurus Estral? I'm not sure. He got first or second place, so definitely a great achievement. Though a lot of people would say that the first LTA South split was kind of a fluke. for the LATAM teams in the south. But let's see. I think we will go into the next game very soon. It should not take any longer. But it is hard for me to anticipate because I have no internal informations. I'm as informed as you are about the start of next game. So let's see. I really hope it starts soon, but we cannot know yet. They're speaking about champions a bit, so I wanna go there too. Oh, why not? 3-0. Yeah, could be. Definitely not impossible. Let's look at the champion pool again. Here, I think one important thing here is I think there are two important things here. Fuego, with how they're drafted, they attack the champion pool of the mid laner IYBC a lot. You know, the Hawaii is gone, Syndra is gone, and Victor is gone. Like a lot of champions he played are gone. On the other side, we have seen a lot of jungle bans too. Xinjiao is now out. It's nothing too crazy, but we have seen like Nafiri out. But I think Lee Sin was banned against Dimitri. Jarvan was banned too. And I think Wukong was banned as well. No, Nocturne was banned. Yeah, instead of Wukong. So I think Fuego definitely is coming into this series with a strategy. I would not wonder if we see next game Oriana or Talia. I think will be probably onto priority here. Just because I think they will continue to attack the mid lane pool of IYBC. I think this is like their goal right now. Like the first game kind of looked like it is their goal. Maybe not necessarily, but they kind of forced them to play so many champions. It was not really them. I think Kits Esports just also picked the Hawaii, but I think I mean, maybe they had no other answer that they could pick in bot lane here if the Syndra would have been bot lane. But I'm not sure. Because, like, Inori has played so many champions that I think picking the Victor for bot lane was maybe a bit unnecessary. But yeah, let's see how they can cope with that. Other interesting things is like Adler has played jungle before. We haven't seen him playing so much. Panther now picked twice, is also a jungler. Also, we have paused by Fuego, so wait, let me add a text. Game is delayed by Fuego, that we know. So let's see, like this. Other things that are mention-worthy, I don't think there's anything else more mention-worthy. You know, I think like everyone else is still like fine. I think we have not seen too many crazy junglers yet, but with a lot of junglers banned last game, if they will ban a lot of junglers again, then there's definitely now more potential for like a bit more crazy stuff coming out. But I think actually before we see anything crazy, we'll see probably Wukong in the Sejuani, maybe Vi. Depends on what is banned, you know? It really depends. It really depends what is banned and what is getting played. Again, if you have really no clue, I want to show you again the both teams here that play together against each other. We have Kits against Fuego. I think really important about this matchup will be the bot lanes. Inoribi and Adlakas against the Snake and Ichiwin. I think it will be so important because I think on top side, I think Fuego is slightly better. Like I think a player like Genvi and Sky, they look a bit better in the split than their counterparts. And Daik and IYBC. That doesn't have to mean anything. They can bounce back. Oh, on the term of bounce back. We're going into the draft. Finally, I love drafting. Because that means I can activate my fire music. And with that, we're going into the draft here. We already see champions banned. Jarvan, Vi, 2 junglers taken away. Ziggs is now banned as well. Lee Sin taken away. So Fuego keeping their bans straight. I think Kites did change something up, but I might be wrong. Yeah, last year they had banned Camille and Cassiopeia. I cannot ban both again, but I also think they have first pick, so maybe they're looking for Camille first pick again. It could be Camille first pick. Let's see if Fuego change something, if they ban Nocturne, or if they now ban Camille. Because they might see an angle where Kites want to first pick this. Let's see. There are also other champions that could still ban, like Wukong, for example. They're deciding to ban Locke, yeah. Makes sense. Never mind. I have forgotten him. Fuego luckily has not forgotten him, because this champion is turbo busted. We see Rumble first pick now. Crazy. Really strong pick. Not necessarily, like, you know, it's a good blind pick, don't get me wrong. There are answers into Rumble. I think Vayne can do well. The Galio can do really well. I think Na can do okay too. So I think there are so many good champions still open that I would not like to answer Na here already. I would rather pick something crazy. We see Nocturne Ambessa here. This kind of, like, the issue is like here now. Okay. The issue for Kites is now, they kind of don't want to pick Oriana, because Oriana is like, really bad against those two champions. But I also kind of don't want to give them Oriana. Because, like, if Ambessa Nocturne gets an Oriana, it's like completely hard to play against, like maybe impossible to play against. So let's see, they're picking Rise here, they're actually letting the Oriana open. It will be the first Rise ever for IYBC here in the LRN, at least in the LRN, you know? He has played it before, but in the LRN it's the first. And Wukong, a champion I have already highlighted, is secured now as well. I would assume there's an Oriana pickup here now, but they don't have to pick Oriana, obviously. But it would be really good. I don't think, if they would not pick Oriana here, I think we might see it banned. Obviously, they could still opt into an AD carry or the Camille, for example. Though I do think Camille is probably not that strong here. Galio would be... Ooh. But what does that mean? Now it's crazy again, because, like, where's this Galio going? Nocturne? Like, we haven't seen solo lane Nocturne in ages. It is possible. Was played, for example, in the German Prime League, like, 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. There was a player that liked Nocturne mid lane. I think Ambessa definitely can be played on all 3 lanes, like top jungle mid lane is something we could see her. And Galio is like, maybe support, maybe top, maybe mid, you know? So a lot of flexibility is still there. But maybe we see Ambessa bot lane, but it would be completely crazy, no? I don't think we'll see Galio or Ambessa bot lane. Jill is now banned, Camille is now banned. I think Camille with, yeah, Camille, you kind of have to ban it with, like, Galio, Nocturne, Ambessa. Camille would perfectly fit into this dive pick type comp in. She would be feeling at home. So, really good that she's taken out here. Jin is also taken out. I don't really like Jin here, but I can see why it could be an issue. Let's see what Fuego is banning next year. Zeri, a hyper carry that Inoribi has played in the past and looked really good on. So definitely understandable that they're taking it away. I think for Kites, you know, they will probably take another champion out that really fits into this engage philosophy. In theory, Oriana is maybe still pickable, you know? The way this Fuego is drafting, you know, they could still, you know, if they pick Oriana, I would not be confused. But I think, like, something else might be just better. They could go Kaiser here if they want to follow in for a dive. Ezreal kinda goes a bit similar. Is now secured. Snake are really good on this champion. Siva Rakan was mentioned in chat here by Blizzy Blake. And Siva was immediately hovered, but we see Misfortune now. I personally would not like Misfortune too much here. But she fits well with her team. And theoretically, Fuego has not that much interruption. Rakan is now secured first. So maybe Blizzy Blake is just correct with his or her or their assessment of the draft here. Let's see. What is the potential AD carry pick here? For Inoribi, will it be Siva or something else maybe? It is Saya? Siva? Holy shit. Someone can see into the future. Silver now secured. Let's see. Alistair is immediately picked here by Ichivin. A good pick into Rakan. So, let's see. I'm still a bit like, is it Guardian mid lane? I mean, probably fine, no? You could play that. I think Abessa is okay into Rumble. You can play that. So, we don't see anything too crazy, actually. Just a slightly normal game. Let's see. What draft do I like more here? I really like the aggression that Fuego is putting into the draft, but it's a bit like last game, you know? They have tendencies to play too hard and then get punished for it. I think, and Kites, they have definitely potential to punish this. I think Kites is like a really solid draft. I think the Silver Ultimate is like really strong here. They can combine this with like Rakan, Wukong, Rice, you know, that synergize well, even the Rumble is synergizing well with it. They have enough CC for Rumble Ultimate to like make it like really good. So, I think both teams have like, it's like a bit like last game, but this time I think Kits Esports draft better than last game. Honestly, I don't know, but I would say yes. But it's a bit like last game, you know. I think Fuego again. They will probably have the in the early game at least. They are at the steering wheel, and then it's on them, you know. If they can create windows, if they can find the windows, if they can punish the windows, to get ahead early game. I think if the game was super long, I think it will be really hard to play for Fuego if like Kits Esports getting an advantage. But we have to see how it will be executed. I will be see here. I hope he proves me wrong and has a banger game on the rise. A player that I have criticized a bit for a bit of a one-dimensional like champion pool he has shown so far in LRN. I don't know. I think like it's a bit like last game, you know. Fuego has like all the tools in the chat, you know, to get this game in their control. But Kites also have the tools, you know, if like Fuego is not finding anything major to play the game. And they have a really strong teamfight comp as well. So it is a bit like last game. In general, I think Fuego is just slightly better team and they're looking a bit better too here. I think if you're looking at last game, you know, we had individual leads on like basically everyone, you know, besides maybe jungle. I think jungle 2 at one point, you know, but I think jungle won his lane, Sky kind of won his lane, Snaker and Ichivin, they kind of won the lane. So I think like, you know, in general, I think Fuego is probably just favored because they're a slightly better team, but I think again, Kites, they have the right tools. They can do a lot here. They have great champions. They only have to put them to work. They have to wait a bit more. I think last game also took quite a while to load into the game. So oh. I will add the text already because of the. It will probably take a moment. It will take a moment. I would please speak in English. I cannot understand. Yeah, we're going into the game, I think. Yeah, we're going into the game. AD Carry versus AD Carry. Isn't that hype here in this game? Let's see. We are going into this game. I think Fuego again, they have the early game advantage. Let's see how they managed to put this into a position. Both junglers are starting bot side. There's potential for action. We see Alistair level 1 usually a bit whack. You know, you cannot really do anything here. But it's also not too bad here. Let's see how Inoribi can do on this more hyper carry champ. already is like putting a lot of control into the lane, but it's something to be expected from a Sibber, especially if you like use your W level 1, you know. There's a lot of lane dominance that this champion can achieve here. They kind of don't want to get the same treatment as last game. This time they want to be at advantage, and they definitely can be here. If Alistair hits level 2, you know, he can finally play as well the lane, but it will take a bit more time here. Should be secured now, and they're immediately going in. Ada looked for a ward here. Now heal is used. They're trading back. Snaker is going forward here. Use the summoner spell. Inori B is 1 HP. One more Q might be enough. Primera Sangre secured by Snake, and I think this is just Adlakas looking a bit out of it, you know. I think for a position as a support, you kind of have to know that the level 2 is coming in there. And he will be dead too. Uses flash, but gets killed again. And Fuego botlane again shows them that they are the better ones. And double kill this time secured for Snake. Last game, Fuego botlane, even though they were winning, they just tower dived and lost. But this time, just punishing Adlakas. I think, like, honestly, Ada just looked like, I don't want to blame him, like, in the way of, oh, he role swapped, he doesn't know what he's doing. But it kind of looked like he role swapped and he did not know what he's doing. Trading the life of himself and his AD carry for an early ward that was kind of unnecessary anyways, because they're playing against Nocturne. No way Nocturne is level 2 ganking them. But yeah, now we see top lane here. Again, generally on the Ambessa. I think Ambessa is like one of the rare champions that have good laning against Rumble. I think actually like these days there are a lot of champions that are fine against Rumble. It kind of depends a bit on how the players are doing. And so far, Jenny is doing a great job. I think he's a great player. Two, one of the best top laners in the league. Maybe the best top laner too. I think the top laner from Freebie team, he's also looking really strong. But else, oh, we're seeing an action here. Ichiban is going in again. Inori B uses his spell shield, but is not healing anything. Dimitri is now coming in, and Inori B also having his. Oh no, he's stepping up. He tries to fight back, but it gives Snake an opportunity to just get a third kill before he's put out. And Ichiban can even escape here. Inori B is just getting like. I don't know what to say, but like Snake is just really putting him into his place. I think. Like Inori B is like I think his first it is his first dance in tier 2. He played really strong so far in the split, you know. As an AD carry was kinda always Kite's strong side. Strong player, you know. Oh, Adler. He dies on 1v1 against Ichiban, but could make the wave hold. Inori B pushes them anyways in. And yeah. Yeah, I think just in general, it's good to see Snaker back into like, it's obviously not his home. He's Argentinian, you know, his home would be LRS. But like, at least he's back in Latam, you know, in the tier 2 in Latam, and he's like doing immediately a great job here against the AD carry of Kits Esports. Oh, YBC is getting attacked. Ichiban finds a combo here. Probably not more. Actually gets a lot of damage. In the return, needs to be a bit careful. Yeah, in mid lane we see it looks kind of even here. I think there's actually like a wave lead, a wave more for IYBC here so far. So he's doing great on the rise, proving me a bit wrong so far. But let's see how it continues. We see both junglers top lane. Importantly, both junglers will hit level 6 here very soon. I think Grell only needs like 2 camps, like 1 more camp. Yeah, he needs like 1 more camp, a minion, and he would get ult. He's actually coming close to mid lane, but he cannot get the XP that he needs. 1 more camp for his level 6. And Nocturne level 6 is something that often gets highlighted at like the first ultimate of Nocturne is always like, it's obviously not the most important one, you know, but it is like, if Nocturne has a great first ultimate, it is usually an indicator, yeah, you know, he usually can continue having great ultimates. But if he has a really bad ultimate, it's usually, you know, he continues to not having the greatest games. At least this is like the saying that you often see in competitive. And now the ultimate for Grell is secured. Let's see how I can use them. And generally, both teams are playing around this dragon. I don't necessarily think any of those teams just want to start dragon out of the blue. They kind of want to find an advantage here. Now Grell is going on to Dimitri that has no level 6 yet. He has already used his W2. Now Ignite is used. Ultimate from Grell is getting out of it and... Oh, well, Inori is dropping 1 HP and IYBC has Flash, I think? Yeah, he's flashing away. Also 1 HP now. And Dimitri and Adler, they need to be careful here. Dimitri flashes out. Maybe Fuego now going too deep. We don't know yet. IYBC stepping up. Sky is here really in danger. They got him so low. Snaker, though, he finds the kill under the turret. But 2 members of Fuego, they're dropping really low. Dimitri is chasing them. Can he kill them? Fuego's turning back. Cannot kill, though. Sky, he tries to get anything back, but Dimitri is surviving. He's just dancing, but Ichiban goes in, secures the kill. Now IYBC has to run. The Qs of Snake are hitting. Oh, he's going into the ground. He has to flash out, but start the turret, but it doesn't matter. Ichiban will not get another turret shot. And now Snaker, he can look his ultimate true shot barrage will be enough. And with that, Fuego, they're just balling on them. Oh, Snaker? Needs to be a bit careful, but gets away in the end. And Fuego just showing a... Holy shit, this was so close. But in the end, Fuego, they're just, they're just that much stronger. That enables them to win this situation here. I think at moments they look really iffy from them, but I think they're just getting the better here. Important to mention that like an ultimate of, for example, like IYBC is kind of useless in that situation. Dimitri had no ultimate for the whole situation, but made it really hard to play. And yeah, both supports also had no ultimate. So I think there was a big difference here in ultimates. But puts like Fuego at the big lead in kills. Gold lead wise, the gold lead is not that crazy yet. But I think like if you're like losing a fight like this can like hit your mental really hard. For the side of Kits Esports, they can like now maybe feel like, oh shit, what have we done? They kind of can feel a bit tough here. Especially like in RB, he's like getting put under so much pressure by Snaker. 6 kills on the Ezreal. I think Dimitri is still fine into this game, but so far Grell found more impact than him. Definitely, I wanna say, even though he got 2 kills. And Grell got only 1 assist, but Grell is always playing really deep into the enemy jungle. And yeah. Let's see. I think like it will be like... Oh, January is also looking for a 1v1 kill. Daik, really low. But January already has used his ultimate. Equalizer is now securing the wave here, so January can kind of not do anything more here. I think like really hard it will be for Kits after Snaker is securing his Trinity Force. I think when the Trinity Force is secured, it will be really, really hard for the bot lane to play. I think they will both just kind of die to the Ezreal really quick. Nice plating secure for January, and we're cutting back to the bot lane. Again, the Dragon is still up. We have now pings for Fuego. They kind of want to play it now. Importantly enough, they're kind of not very base yet in a way that Snake has secured his item. Even though he's so fat, he has no item yet. But could be really important at this Dragon situation. But with Dimitri being topside, I don't think Kits can really do anything here. I think should be just free for Grell. And see here the Nocturne is hitting it. Secures it, and there's nothing really Dimitri can do in return. Well, there's no really an cross-map play there. We also see now the resets. Let's see if items are secured. Yes, first item secured by Grell. He's kind of still even. Dimitri is also his first item. There's no major lead there. But now Ezreal is resetting. This will be the most important reset of the game. Like for now, for the next like 5 to 7 minutes probably. This one will be the most impact. Yes, Trinity Force is secured by Snaker. Boots as well. So he's like really, really strong now. Entering a lane against Sivir that is like still like 1,000 gold behind maybe on her item. It makes sense. She's 1,000 gold behind, so math is mathing. So let's see how this bot lane looks now. I mean, in Noribi has both summoner spells, but I think like this Fuego bot lane, they definitely have potential to just immediately burn it. Let's see how it goes. Dimitri is still right now around a bit, but he will not be there forever. He's just now going mid lane. When we see it, I think like in the minimap, it looks like the Kite's bot lane is not allowed to touch the wave right now. Like, look at this. But Dimitri is still there. Fuego denoted, but it kind of makes them that they cannot push the advantage so much, you know, as they would like to. Because they're like really strong right now, but they just cannot hit the advantage. Because Dimitri is still covering them. Let's see. It's besides bot lane, we see slight lead for IYBC in farm. Nothing too crazy here in this matchup. We also see even slighter diff for January on the Besser. Oh my god! Snaker! Halves! Oh my god, he's eating that. Tushop Rush is just 1 HP! But it's just her Snaker flashes? Huh? In the wrong direction, but kinda doesn't matter. They will probably kill them. Now ultimate getting used. Snaker maybe dead here? He has no flash. He gets out though. He's doing a lot of damage, but I think Snaker, he could have killed them all. But he kinda does not find it now. Grell is going under the turret. He gets immediately punished for it though. Will die here. And I think if Snaker plays this good, then, you know, they would just quarter kill him here, but sadly Snaker really fumbled this. I hope we get a replay here on his flash, because that was funny. Dimitri still dies though. IYBC also really low, needs to be careful. And yeah, I think Kites, they kinda got away with a blue eye, you know. This could have been like a game-ending situation here. But they're lucky, I wanna say. I really say they're lucky here, because Snaker kinda really fumbled it. And we have seen like how strong he is, but now we have seen item on Silver as well, so Silver's kind of coming back into it. So let's see. Next objective are both like Dragon and Harald are spawning at a similar time here, only like 20 seconds apart from each other in like the next 1.5 minutes. So I think Fuego right now, they're in a better position here. Especially if you like see IYBC has the Rod of Ages. It still needs to stack. So, you know, there's that. I think it's like maybe a good situation for Kites here. Because yes, they are like 3k gold behind, but item-wise, the gold difference is not that bad, you know, right now. And it's always really important to you know, if you're gold behind, it's okay. You know, if you're gold ahead, it's also okay. But you just have to find the moments where you have, you know, you always have to find an actual item advantage, you know. It's not mattering too much. And now we see Ichiban is teleporting in mid lane. They're looking for Dragon here. 40 seconds still on the clock. So, looking for invade now. Adler is again the target. But gets away. Now Ichiban. They're going immediately for the AD carry again. Silver has to flash out. Now Snaker is intact. But Exhaust is like, oh my god, he will die. There's no way he's surviving. He's getting killed. Now Sky is getting there too. But teleport is used here. Now, and January is just teleporting top and he's selling his team. He's saying, yeah, they're inted, I'm not going. And with that, Kites, they just bounce back here on the over-aggression of Fuego again and again and again. And I think, honestly, let's be real. If Snaker is not fumbling his flash here in the play earlier, then this might be having been playable. Even the tower dive here, great secured as well. And with that, Kites, they just find a magical way back into the game. It is so crazy here. Fuego, they're just falling over themselves. At least on top lane, January can get the turret. At least he can get the turret. Oh. Okay, guys, sorry. I have to snip this impression here of January. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ruining your entertainment, but this is too funny. Sorry. Yeah, Kites is always a team, you know? This team is like, I don't know how they do it, but they always make like stronger teams, you know? They kind of just even if they're like behind, they kind of find these magical moments where they get back. So yeah, Kites is a really new team. They have the organization is like their first dance in League of Legends, I think, and also like the roster has qualified via the open qualifiers to the LRN, so they're like actually a qualified team that has played together in the qualifier. But back in the day, Dimitri was not part of this team, and Atlakas was playing jungle. But then there was an earthquake in Venezuela, and he could not play. It was a crazy story. Like he was actually missing for some days. For like I think 5 days, he was like basically missing in action. But then he came back, but he could not play immediately. And he was like away for like a month, I wanna say. And then Dimitri stayed in jungle and he got foot and support. So I think like, I don't think other class is doing a specifically bad job, but I think he's struggling a bit. Now we see an engage here for Fuego. They're just running him down here, honestly. There's nothing. The turret is still there, firing, getting so much damage off, but it doesn't really matter. Inori B just gets put down again, and IYBC, he's running, but running where? Has to flash. Maybe this flash is actually securing his life, but... Ay. Snaker and Sky, they're alone mid lane. At least getting the flash out of Sky here. But yeah. I also agree that I like Kite's comp a bit more. I think Fuego's comp is like, how do you say, they're like really good at playing aggressively, like the comp. But they kind of have to get anything early because like in late game, team fighting will be just so hard. And I think theoretically Fuego has like every skill they need to get like really far ahead with this comp. But they just tend to be a bit too far forward at sometimes. And then they're fumbling the lead again. What is like giving Kites their way back into the game, though. I just got rolled here. So maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. IYBC this time, you know, I have spoken about him earlier, saying, yeah, he has not played the tank control mages, you know, like Ryze, like Casio. Maybe he can't play them, maybe he's not comfortable on them. But he's a really, really strong game on the Ryze right now, so far. Really proves me wrong. On the other side, the praised AD carry Inori B has a really hard game. Let's see. Fuego is still playing more aggressive in the jungle here. But it's nothing really is happening. Next Nash is spawning, or like first Nash is spawning in 40 seconds. Next Dragon in 120. So sooner than later we will have aggression and blood again. Oh yeah, this Ezreal is putting up a punch here. But actually, Inori B actually securing a lot of HP here. But now Grell is going in. Daik is flashing immediately. Dimitri is still there. Can support his top laner. And with that, he's not dying. He uses his flash, though. A flash that he won't have for the next team fight. And we will definitely have a next team fight soon. But also no Nocturne ultimate for the moment. Let's see. Snaker, he's maybe a bit too far forward. Loses a lot of HP at least. And RDB. You know, even though he is like, his KDA looks so horrendous, he's still good in the game here. Jenny's not teleporting top. But IYBC is answering with his own ultimate, getting away here. Sorry, I had to drink some water. Ezreal died. Snaker died. I haven't seen it. Wait, I just drank a second and Snaker died? Huh? Why Snaker did? That's what have I missed? Oh, Grell, this next one. You can get away from it now, but I think this dragon is kind of free here now. There's no ultimate on a Nocturne. Snaker is in the grave, so really strong position here. This will be the second dragon of the Kites roster. Nothing really Fuego can do. No counterplay, no crossmap they can do. I think in January is like looking really strong here on top side. He doesn't like you know, he has like a big gold lead, but he's like kind of equal CS. Now Grell, his ultimate is up again. He immediately goes in, uses his sphere as well, and Daik just died here. Grell, nice catch, finds an important kill. Not important kill, but like a good kill. And let's see. Let's see. Sky can push a bit more, but also nothing too major. He's gaining. Gets a cannon minion though. Now Harald is used mid lane. I think it would else have despawned. And there are pings on the Nash. They're using Dimitri's bot lane. Now we have seen it play on Snaker again, but I think what happens in life is far more interesting. Snaker even flashes away, but Dimitri just flashes on top end of it. Now we see the live play. The Nash is on play. We see here in the back, we see the catch here on the Rumble again. Nash half HP. But it seems like they stop it. Ichiban finds an engage. Two-shot barrage. Nice Harald play here, honestly. And the taunt as well. Sky having a fantastic angle, but now they have to finish it too. The AoE damage is massive here from the side of Kites. January is getting one, but it doesn't really look good. Again. Fuego, they're just playing too like far into the advantage of the opposing team. And there's no way Snaker is getting out of this. There's just one more Q and boom. And with that, the Nash is now in the hands of Kits Esports. There's probably nothing they can do this. And like, it's like exactly, you know, in the team fights, if they're diving too deep and they're not really getting anything, then the AoE damage is so strong. You know, the AoE charm from Rakan, you know, the AoE auto attacks from Silva, the Rise damage, the Wukong ult, the Rumble ultimate. It's like this Fuego roster is just diving a straight line. And I must say, they were not really together too. You know, I think Ichiban was like really early in. So, and then like the Harald play comes too. Like, Sky's like, you know, I think Fuego, they split themselves a bit. Like, you know, some members of them were really deep and some members weren't really deep. So they kind of split them fight from themselves in a way that they couldn't fight it anymore. But Kits Esports again on the Nash. Last game, they got Nash again as well. But let's see. They lost. They gained nothing with the last Nash, though, last game. They kind of just lost with it. But let's see if they can this game gain more. They definitely have power to gain more. Let's see how it goes. Ultimate now used again. Catch on Dayek. Yes, no flash. There's nothing he can do. Just gets taken down. Shutdown here secured as well. But on the other side, Kits Esports, they're pushing in bot. And there's no wave clear there. Base race, they will lose. Ichiban is now the target. Their turret is secured. He uses his ultimate. Tries to gain time, but he will fall here. Far too deep. But so far, it's also turret only 1-for-1. But now Kites are attacking this inhibitor turret. I know the B is really low, but it kind of doesn't matter. There are so many people. Now they're going in, diving here. This might be a bit too deep, but they're not getting punished. It's like there's no one there for the side of Fuego. Jerry just goes in now, but the turret is done anyways. And they're just as you. Yes, they get like one kill here on the Nori B, but not more. But maybe Snaker's getting inhib here? That would be crazy, no? Just winning a base race against... Oh, he cannot get it. But at least he gets the cannon minion. Crazy macro here that Fuego was putting down. Not sure if I'm a huge fan or not, but definitely at least doing some work. And both teams, they're basically that even. Yeah, the Nash, it was secured by Kites, but they kind of don't get anything more than the Nash goals. Like, at least an advantage-wise. Two-shot barrage now used for wave clear. Ichiban is there too, and this game is like... It's a coin flip right now who could win this. Both teams, they have the advantages. Both teams are really strong. Next dragon is spawning in 30 seconds. It is the third only for Kites and the second only for Fuego. So both teams, they don't have to play it if the position is really bad for them. But I assume both teams want to fight it. With Kites having Nash, though, they can secure mid-prio really good here. And, like, generally just set them up really well. So they have no bot priority. Like, there are two bot waves pushing in. But there's also nothing really, like, they will lose turret HP maybe, but not too much. The turret has still 5 platings, it's basically full life. So the bot wave, yes, there is no priority, but there's also nothing really happening. 4k now on the Nash Dragon. Nocturne ultimate is now used, but not to fly in. Smite is missed! But it doesn't matter. Grell just takes so much time. Now the Gali ultimate is coming in clutch here. Hits a lot of targets. Grell gets out of it. He's really low, but it kind of doesn't matter even if he dies here. This fight already in the hands of Fuego. The combination of Grell and Sky here was completely fantastic. Another kill secured here. Wow! Crazy fight here. The Dragon though lost. But then generally Fuego just winning this fight, but puts him back into the driver's seat of this game too. They already have won the first game. And the first game also looked a bit the same, you know? It's like basically all over again. So Kits Esports, they already have lost this once. Can they bounce back here? It's a bit hard here to see, especially like, you know, it's again a game where Dimitri is like really strong. And like Dimitri in the whole split, you know, there were like a lot of games where Dimitri had like a humongous lead and was really strong. So definitely someone that steps up when Kits needed, but now it's the question if they, you know, I always is also not that weak. You know, I think Inoribi, he's get putting under a lot of pressure, you know. He's losing a lot of HP, but he still can he can still win this, I believe, you know. He has like, yes, an item behind too, but like, you know, if he gets like one more item, then it doesn't really matter, you know. It does not really matter. Let's see. Game is still on a knife's edge, you know. Both teams, they're basically dead equal. Again, yeah, Fuego is a bit ahead, slightly ahead only. But like, the gold lead is like, you know, even the item leads on individual members like top lane, for example. The gold lead on top lane, the AD carry gold lead. They're like getting into a phase where it doesn't really matter. So, let's see. He has like 85% crit now on Noribi. Yeah, he looks like 2-8. It looks like he's entering. But he's definitely, you know, he is in the game. He just needs to survive. He has flash up too, you know. Let's see. Turret is now attacked. Game is getting slow. Nash is up. Nothing else is up too. Both teams, they're pushing at different sides here. This could be dangerous here. Both teams are splitted very far in between. Now we're diving top lane. We don't really see it, I think. Okay, cannot find anything though. He used his ultimate by IYBC, stayed out of vision. The turret is anyways taken down now. But for you, they need to be careful now. Silver ultimate is used. They're really split here. Adler is going in. Nice. Knockup from Ichiban can secure them from anything worse. Now True Shot Mirage is hitting good. Sky ultimate is only hitting one. It's only the clone though. But again, Snaker, he is not in danger yet. Now Dimitri is going on him again. He needs a bit more peel. And Fuego, they're just too split. Dimitri now dying. Krell now dying generally. He's doing a lot of damage. His shield is massive, and with that Fuego, they're just walking in. Taunt now secured. It must be it. The top wave already there. Fuego is just putting it out here. And this was like a good shot from Kits Esports, but they cannot make it. They can just not do it. Fuego just wins this game again on a really thin margin, I wanna say. It's like, again, like the game before. Kits Esports, they're having a rough time in the early game, then they bounce back, and then Fuego just rolls them. And with that, we're going into, like, you know, we're soon going into our third game here. I think we'll have a short break before we do anything too crazy. But yeah, I must say, you know, it is like the same story again, like game 1. The early game, you know, they get beaten. Then they bounce back on the mistakes of Fuego, and then they can just not hold it together and get rolled. I definitely think the Kits roster, they can upset, you know. They can win next game. They can still get the series, you know. They have potential, I wanna say. But they definitely have to play on two things. First of all, they have to keep their game together. And second of all, if they want to bounce back, they kind of, they're playing on the mistakes that Fuego will do, because Fuego will do mistakes. We have seen it like 2 games in a row now, where they're doing like a lot of mistakes that gave Kits Esports the opportunity to bounce back into the game. So they have to punish those mistakes, and then if they are ahead, they have to they have to not lose it out of they don't they have to how do you say in English? They're not allowed to give it away. So yeah. And with this, I will go into the break. We have a best of 5 here, first day of playoffs. Fuego against Kites. I will be right back, I think. And yeah, we will have at least one more game. I hope we have 3 more games, but maybe it's only one. We will see. Anyways, be right back.
aquí fue una partida muy distinta a lo que vimos en la primera. No porque no estuviera igual de pareja, Yeti, porque sí, sí que lo fue. Creo que aquí se vio muy claro las composiciones, un Fuego que tenía justamente una estructura para una iniciación catastrófica con demasiado control, pero un Kits que le supo responder en varias ocasiones, extendiendo el juego a casi 30 minutos, haciéndonos pensar en que esa partida sí se la iban a llevar ellos. De una manera muy temprana, justamente con unas triple defensas,
Hello,
aparte
I
de
have
mencionar a
returned.
Snacker, y de ahí
Um,
todo fue
I have
sube y
returned.
baja de esa partida, donde, déjame platicarte, con razones
Yeah,
realmente
we're seeing here the
increíbles.
moments of last game, and again, it's like a story of game one all over again. I think Fuego, this fight was so crazy close. But in general, Fuego just getting more out of it in the early game.
Ujú.
Mm. Here we see again like crazy dive where it looks like this Kites roster. How can I get back into the game after this? But then they just do, I think, here already.
Sí.
This is a fight where is this a fight where they get back? Yeah. Here fight one of those fights where Kites just get more out of it. I think they get Nash after this too. But then they just can't win here. Beautiful combination of abilities, getting Fuego back into the lead. Dimitri only getting like one kill here on the Grell. Aids dying. And I think after that, what happens, like they just lose, Yeah, one more fight. But it looks honestly like a nice attempt here from Kites, but again, they kind of can just not get anything done. Snaker is completely untouched here for a while. It looks like so close for a moment. But then, January just dives in here, gets like 2 quick kills. And IWBC cannot do anything here, will get killed as well. And that the game was over. Just in general, I think, a lot of good stuff here from Fuego. Again, I wanna say, Kits Esports, I think are they like on the day today the weaker team? Yes, they are. I think like if they want to, but they have chances to bounce back. If they just I know it is like in situations like this where like match point for enemy team, it can be hard to show the mental resilience and strength to bounce back. But I just want to say, yes, for example, a player like Inori, yes, he dies like every game a lot of times. He gets so much focus from Fuego, put under so much pressure. But, it doesn't matter. He still deals tons of damage every game, And Kits Esports, every game, they can bounce back for short amounts of times. It looks like they're in the driver's seat. So if they can just manage to play around the mistakes that Fuego will eventually do, then they can bounce back into this series. On the other side, for Fuego, I really wish they would play more. They would do less mistakes. Honestly, that's all I wish for, because I think generally my what I want to see here is I want to see Fuego winning. Or like playing cleanly, because I want an LRN team to qualify for the ACS. I think DSG, they really look beatable. Obviously, it's a bit sad because Lions is there, and it would be kind of sad if Lions drops out of it, because I think he really deserves tier 1. He is just, actually is the best Latam support right now, I think. So I really, really hope for his success. But for his team, this guys, I hope they lose. And I hope they lose to us. So I want to see Fuego doing less mistakes. I want to see Fuego to do a lot of work here, because it would be really cool. We see again another MVP, I think, for Snaker. He got MVP in the first game as well, on the Silas, now getting MVP on the Israel. Like, was a really strong game. I think he has one big blunder. One big blunder where he like, I don't know. It was when he finished his Trinity Force, and he has like his biggest power spike in the whole game. And he's like instantly like getting like 75% of Inari B's HP. But then that's it. He's just flashing backwards. Even though he could have killed him there, but I think it was his only major blunder here in the game. I think he had one more by the like chasing too deep into enemy jungle. But it was not necessarily his blunder alone. I think it looked like a team decision to go there in the first place. As he played a really clean game on the Ezreal. Definitely has potential to get MVP of the series here if he continues like this. Like, first game was already exceptional. Second game was also really good. And let's see. We should soon get into the next draft. It will probably not take that much longer. But maybe it will actually. We don't know, you know? It is what it is. It is what it is. Just a bit more waiting. A bit more. A bit more. Sadly. I think if you look like at if you look at draft again, I think this is like only game 3 now, so there's still a lot of champions open. I think none of the players like really forced to play anything crazy. I think we are at a stage though if they're because every game we have seen at least 3 jungle bans, and if we see like 3 jungle bans again, we might see something more spicy in jungle. Those champions like Sejuani, for example, still open. I think even if we see another 3 jungle bans, we might see a Sejuani that I would, even though I'm a Sejuani main myself, I would say it's like more of a boarding champion. At least to watch him pro play. In other lanes, we still have a lot of AD carry champions open. We also have like still a lot of mages open that can be played in mid lane and bot lane. On support, there's also still a lot open, like Nautilus, for example. But with that, I will find my monitor, mute this, and then we're going into the draft here. The third draft of the series. We have a position. Kits there now with their backs to the wall. Match point for Fuego here. Let's see what we see. Ban. Jarvan ban. Another jungle ban. I have said it before. Fuego always has banned like 3 junglers. Let's see how they continue. On the other side, we see Ziggs and Cassiopeia banned. Really strong champions that would be still open. I think Lee Sin now banned as well. I think the only real common junglers now that are still available are Sejuani and Skarner. So let's see how it goes. Maybe I'm missing something, but I think it should be like this. Vi is now taken out. He would be also one of those. 3 junglers now banned. Locker also banned. First pick for Kits. Camille first pick was called. I'm not sure if Adler can play it, but it is covered and it is locked in. Camille first pick looked really strong in LRN. Can be played top lane. I think Tuakas played the top lane once against the Jax and Giga stormed the game. So maybe Dike could make it a flex pick, but 99% of the games it will be probably support and nothing else. Let's see how Fuego answers this. The crazy champions are going out right now. Like, they're not much there anymore. If you want, like a strong engaged champion could be good right now, like Nautilus, Sejuani. But without the secured, I don't think we see Sejuani right now. I rather think we see something else, maybe like a mid laner, could be really good, or an AD carry. I think either of those. Maybe a champion that can play both, like Talia. Talia also kind of fine against the Camille, but decided here for Orianna. Still a good champion, probably more in mid lane, but technically you could play it bot lane. I would not be too surprised. On the other side, we see Zed Hover now. Would be crazy. Anivia is still open. Yeah, Anivia could be also played. It's also fine into Ori. Seraph, I think I have seen it in LCS and in CBLOL. In CBLOL, we have also seen a Seraph. So, nope. Anivia is chosen here. I think so far, so good. I think I like Kits draft. I like also the tools that Fuego has gotten. But I think Kits right now, at least from the meta perspective, I think their champions are a bit better. But let's see how they round it out. I think both teams, they still have potential. Let's see what we get here. IYBC, what are you picking? I mean, like, technically AD carry is still an option. You know, you could also pick, yeah, I think AD carry is like most likely. Or jungle, AD carry jungle. But maybe It's taking a lot of time. It's ticking. The clock has already ticked. But we're not seeing any champions. We are live though. I think. Yeah, we are live. We just don't get a champion for IYBC. I'm not sure if it's an overlay issue. Or what the issue is in general. So we have to wait just a bit more. Could be that the draft will get remaked here. Let's see. It's not just open. There are a lot of AD carries still open that I like to play it. Could also look into something like Senna. Senna Lautilo is not that bad, honestly. Lucian is also a champion that is still open. Lucian Melio Prio has like dropped to the floor, I think. But generally, I think still good. Though no team can pick Lucian Melio because supports are kind of secured already. So yeah. Misfortune AD carry is still open as well, but yeah. GG. We have to wait again. It is like, you know, the bane of LRN.
Para que no haya ninguna situación. Así que por el momento vamos a ver si se quedan exactamente los picks igual, pero por lo menos los bans ya estaban totalmente asegurados. Y tendremos
yeah, we have to wait. I'm not sure what the issue is. It could be that maybe IYBC is disconnected. There could be other issues. We have to see. My Spanish is sadly not that good, so I cannot listen to the cast if they're speaking about it. So you probably have to wait a bit more. I will just go to the draft again here. So, like champions, it would still be open. We haven't seen Yorick yet. Cyan is also still open. Nar is still open. A lot of the more classic top laners, I would say. And jungle, we still have Sejuani theoretically open. Olaf is a champion that could be played. Ravenna, champion that's still open. Kindred Diana, something that Dimitri has already shown, but probably more niche. On mid lane, again, we have the Talia here, for example, could be played on both lanes. No, they have already Arena Anivia, so I don't think they will play mid lane. AD carries that we have still, like, there's a lot open, you know? There's still a Kaiser, a Zarya, a Senna, a Tristana, Kalista, Jinx, we have seen Caitlyn, we have seen, you know? We have like, you know, EB has basically played every AD carry, and they're still all open. So, there's a lot of potential there. Atla with the Camille on the other side, and Nautilus, yeah. Will be interesting to see what they play on top lane, because like, I think both top laners, they don't have much left that they have shown already. I'm pretty sure that they can probably play more champions, don't get me wrong, but they just have not shown that much yet. So, let's see. Let's see. I go back into the, into this version here. But we still have to wait a bit more. Wait, I have the text needs to stay. There might be a bigger delay because of there might be a bigger delay here because, you know, because we don't know what happened, you know? If there's someone going AFK, I'm not sure how much time they have. I would assume they have like 15 minutes, but, you know, it's playoffs of LRN. In doubt, they will probably get more time. Let's see, how long do we wait actually already? Like 3 minutes? No, it's not that long. We're only waiting 3 minutes. It feels like an eternity because I can't really, I have nothing really to say, you know? I have nothing really to say. Let's see. Hello, Broccoli. You have missed a lot so far. Fuego is already 2-0 up. We were in draft. But it's like, you know, It seems like the draft just will get remade. You know, we were here, and then IYBC is just not picking anything. And then we got into the pause. Can Kites win one game? Yeah, 100% they can win one game. Again, like for maybe people that weren't here, because I have to say something, speak about something anyways. I think how do you say? I think the first game, like both games that we have seen so far, Fuego was massive, like having a really good early game, a really aggressive form, then fumbling it a bit in the mid game, like not a bit, they're like doing a lot of mistakes that then Kits Esports punishes, like coming back into the game, but then like into the later mid game, late game stages, they just get rolled by Fuego. So Kits definitely can win a game. I believe in them, but what they have to do is like they have to make sure that they play around Fuego's mistakes and minimize their own mistakes, because I think they can do it. They definitely can do it. Fuego really does a lot of mistakes today, so there's potential there. But on the other side, Fuego, if they want to win, they just have to, just to not to do mistakes. They look like a better team right now. It seems like individually the players look better. I think especially a matchup that I have highlighted earlier, like the top lane, like I have highlighted the bot lane matchup. I think Inori B looks like one of the better bot laners of the whole league. But Snaker, he's like just putting him in his place, getting MVP in 2 games back to back. So yeah, that's also for you guys, like right now, no pressure, Even if they would lose this game, it's kind of whatever. But I think Kites is used to the pressure. That's one thing I want to see, because if you see, wait, you don't see my mouse, but if you see in the middle, you have this results tab, of the results of Kits Esports, and you see they lose to Fuego, then they lose to NCG, then they lose against Zeus Esports, and then they lose against Freebie Team. And then they kind of were in a position where they have to win every single series. They had to win against Lion, they had to win against Polar Squad, and they had to win against STM Tigres. So I think Kits Esports is definitely an organization, or the team is definitely used to playing from behind. Okay, we're getting back into the draft. It seems like they're remaking the draft. So let's see. Kites will get Sejuani. Yeah, most likely. Most likely. Wouldn't wonder if they get Sejuani here, because Dimitri is like a really big Sejuani player. There are also a lot of junglers banned, so they're already out, so we have to see. These picks, we have already seen them. The Nautilus, the Oriana. On the next side, we see now a Nivea. And then Blizzy Blake suspects Sejuani. I think Sejuani is something that we will see here. The likelihood is very high, but let's see what they decide for. Not many champions open here. I think Sejuani probably the best blind pick here they can take. I think Lucian is like... I really like Lucian myself, but I think the teams, they don't like Lucian anymore. I'm not sure why, because every Lucian game I have watched in LATAM, Lucian was like complete powerhouse going 1v9. But the teams just decided, hey, we don't play Lucian anymore. So now it's secured for Fuego. It's a strong blind pick, top laner. They will probably ban some counters out now for top lane. On the other side, I would imagine that we see jungle bans now, because AD carry pool is so big still, so you might just not want to ban anything too much, because, they will find another AD carry, that doesn't matter. But jungle pool is really, really small right now, I would say. Shyvana already banned. Bell had 1 game on Shyvana, it was fantastic, he completely 1v9'd it. Vayne is now another top lane ban here, that is really good against the Nar. Let's see what is also taken away. I'm not sure what jungler you would even take away. I think it's probably only something more niche. Maybe Skarner. But I think besides Skarner, everything is like a bit more niche. Trundle is now taken away. I think Trundle is fine into Sejuani, though possibly. I'm a Sejuani main myself. I think Trundle is a bit fake against Sejuani. But he can definitely have value. It's like... how do I say it? It's a good pick, but it feels fake. So let's see. Fuego has to blind pick right now. Anything? I think. No, I think they will pick jungle. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Olaf is actually a smart pick here. Olaf is actually really good against Sejuani, and it's not just really good against Sejuani, it's a flex pick too. So picking this Olaf here is like really, really good. It has so much value because it is like really good against Sejuani. Oh, you cannot flex pick Olaf anymore because Nar is already there. Never mind, I'm speaking shit. I mean, we have seen Nar jungle in CBLOL. Tato has played it, split 1, but I doubt we will see it again. I think, yeah, Lucian is now picked. Another AD carry that is was still open for a long time. We also see Brom here. Havard, something. I think Blizzy Blake is either really smart or can read the future. Maybe both. Because he kind of predicted everything. It's crazy. And if that the draft is coming to an end, only AD carry pick for Fuego is still open. Let's see what they decide here. Senna is something I have predicted myself. Yeah, something we would likely see. It's not the best here, I would assume, because she's very immobile, very slow. Let's see. Fuego hovering over champions. Zeri now decided. I think in generally, it's again, I like Kite's draft a lot. I think they're in team fights, they have a lot of potential, they can do a lot of good things. On the other side, like also this time, usually I would say like the last 2 games, I think Fuego always had the better early game draft. But I think this game especially, I think Kites actually are no slouch in early game. Like their early game is really good. Like you have the Sejuani for you have Lucian Brom, really strong early game champion. You have Sejuani, and maybe people will like think Sejuani is tank jungler, whatever. Who cares? But Sejuani has actually one of the fastest jungle clears in the current meta from all meta junglers that there are. She's like one of the fastest clears, and she do like the base damage of Sejuani is more than a Jarvan with Trinity Force would be. I have calculated it once, it's a bit in the past, The Sejuani's, just her base damage alone is like really, really strong. And then you have also the synergies, Sejuani and Nivea is really good. Sejuani Lucian Brom is insanely good. So there's definitely potential here to do a lot of good work. Though it must be said, this time Fuego, they are not slodges, They can definitely bounce back, or like find a way into the game. I think, especially Olaf, is not that weak against Sejuani. At one point he will just run over it. It's more partly enough that Sejuani and like a champion like Braum too, they cannot really stop Olaf from running at their carries. This is like I think the most important thing. I think Anivia with the wall is still something good, but let's see how it goes. I definitely think if Kites, I think this is like the game that looks, in my opinion, the best for Kites. If they win, then they will probably win now. No, it does not bypass Camilo Ultimate, as far as I'm aware. I would say so, but I have the power of Google, so I can fact check. Yeah, Olaf is stuck into ult. Fact check completed. Okay, and with that we go into the game. Let's see where both junglers start. They have a lot of potential. Dimitri starting bot side here does not need to mean that he's not ganking early bot lane. It could also mean that he's just taking 3 bot side camps and then ganking. Also, like I think they know that Grell is starting in the top side of Kites. So we could see a map split here. I think a map split would be a good position here for Kites, I think, because just because like a map split could be really good because you already have like the Lucian Brom, you have a really strong early bot lane game. Then that like can like punish the opponents really good. They have really strong all-in, especially with Sejuani that is like synergizing so well with the Braum. There's a lot of potential here for a crazy play, but let's see how it goes. On the other side, Diak on the Camille top lane, it can be a bit hard on a map split because you're relatively squishy, but she has also flash, so it's okay. Olaf is also just resetting. Let's see what Dimitri is doing. He's resetting the wolf. No! Okay, he got it. He's getting the wolf and is now invading here. Olaf is now in the map again. Let's see. He's opening top side. So, the map split will happen. Now we see the first bot lane aggression. Nautilus already stunned. A lot of damage is on Ichiwin. Alakas loses a lot of damage too. Heal is now burned. Hook is finding his way in. Snaker dealing a lot of damage. Flash now from Alakas is burned. Lucian, Inori is still fighting. Cleanse now used. Not really getting any advantage here. And like Alakas, really dropping a lot of damage. But they still have Sejuani on their side. So Fuego needs to be really decisive with their next engage if they even want to look for one. Can look for one. So let's see. They could even look for a dive here, but I think diving would be really dangerous. Still 2 flashes there. I think Snake and Ichiban are kind of undiveable here. Let's see. Else the game is kind of tame. Again, the map split is not really doing anything crazy yet. No team is getting any major advantage. We can even see, oh, Dayak now, he gets pinged. He's like really tough. He's like really pushing forward. So he's like probably an easy gank. As soon as the camera will go topside, you can see Dayak now in a dangerous position. He has the hookshot, finds it really good. Nice hookshot here from him, but he's losing a lot of HP. Even if he does not die, he will lose a lot of minions probably here because they can force a like they can threaten a dive now on him. So he has to reset first, and then we can just push this wave in. TP is now immediately used, so there's nothing dangerous there. We also see Dimitri is on top side now. He wants to end map split. Let's see. It's stabilized though. Nothing too bloody here. Ichiwin. He could look. Oh, Adlakas. Oi. He's dropping a lot of HP. Gets away though. Should not be in any bad position. His reset gets cancelled. Obviously, that's a bit unlucky, but I think Fuego botlane, they also just want to reset, so Inori is not really that. It's not a big deal for him to be alone right now. Let's see how it can be continued. We see still a lot of aggression here. Grell just invades the Sejuani here, finds a good position to get a camp here. It's now in his own jungle. We see mid lane here, Oriana is actually Sky having quite a big advantage. Anivia can be having a tough time in the lane before level 6. But now she has level 6, so I think she will bounce back. Nothing to worry about yet. Sky is actually farming quite satisfyingly under the turret here. First dragon has spawned, but I don't think there's any... Wait, Sejuani is Dimitri on it? Yeah, he must be. Very early dragon here from the Sejuani. I mean, Dimitri has nothing to do besides dragon. But there's also nothing, like, no one is contesting him either. So... Not too bad. Dragon probably secured here without any major counterplay from the side of Fuego. First dragon here for Kites. Dimitri will also probably be in time for a scam. Grell might want to step up, but I don't think so. We'll just take Scuttle and chill. Even if he wouldn't be. We see is there to contest. He's actually contesting Scuttle here. No smite for Grell. He's doing a lot of HP. He's staying far too deep here, I think. This could be his life. He's going forward now. Gets the smite. Even crazy. Shockwave hits here. IYBC. I don't know how he did. How we find that. Grell is now going in. Runs in. Flashes. But dies. Dimitri cannot be punished. And so is IYBC on bot lane. We see immediately another action on the weak side here. Both bot lanes throwing everything they have at the kitchen sink. And yeah, I don't know. You know, Fuego just going a bit too deep here. They're overestimating their strength, and I think this is an issue that Fuego has. Like, you know, they have shown in all 3 games now. You know, they sometimes just they think they are like they can allow themselves to go far, and then they cannot go far. In fact, Snaker is now alone. Nautilus is mutating to mid lane. No, he's actually staying in just clears vision. Sky though is fighting 1v1. Grell is theoretically near, but he has no ultimate. Now he's walking up the Exodus. There's still a wall, I think. No, there is no wall. Oh, the wall is not that good. Oh, no, IYBC. Ay. Just gets shut down by Grell here. The wall was really not that great. Got baited in here. And with that, Fuego, they you know, equalize the kill score, but in gold they are 1k ahead already. It looks like, you know, well, the game is not that. Oh, we see top lane here. Mega nice. Secured flash hold from January, and the stun gets dodged by Camille, but the ultimate still. Oh, Gaik. You know, both top laners here showing mechanics. Really, really great. I like to see that. But I think the game is still very stable here. The grabs are now spawning, and we see Ichiban is moving topside. Adalcast is really far away from top lane right now, so this could mean that the grabs are kind of free. But also Grell is not there yet, you know? So there's nothing really that can happen. Besides the top lane, you know, Dyke, he gets nothing, you know. He has to leave here, loses like a big wave. He has no teleport yet. So the cannon minion dies here, not getting secured, no vision secured either. Dyke still stays though. He has Unterp. On the other side, Snaker though, he's the one paying the price now, getting too far forward. Flashes, but it might not be enough. His cleanse will not help him. One more attack. Adlercast takes the kill here. And with that Snaker, you know, he does not respect the weak side enough. On the other side, the objective is secured at least for Fuego, but I think probably the lead that Lucian gets here is more worth than the grabs. It kind of depends on how they can use it. I think so far January on the Nara looks really strong, so maybe that is something. That is something where they can push leverage of the grabs. But we have to see. I think Camille at one point she should win against Nara. At least is my suspicion. IYBC is playing Dota here, by the way, blocking the minion wave, just to get himself into a better position. Really, really like this to see this. He actually has skilled his W, no? He must have skilled his W, because else his wall would not be that big. Interesting strategy here. Something that we don't see in League of Legends that often. What is more known. If you have ever seen Dota, you would have seen like they drag minion waves and delay minion waves crazy. But in League of Legends, this is I mean, it's like a strategy that's also hard to execute, you know? There are only a handful of champions that can even do that in today's day and age of League of Legends. So, let's see. Kites here, they find the bot lane lead. Off camera, Snaker just gets put out by Dimitri here on the Sejuani. He has a hard steal first. Regular watchers of this channel will know that I'm a hard steal hater. Because I think this item is terrible. But let's see. Maybe Dimitri can get enough stacks that he is convincing me that it's a good buy here. But I would doubt it. I think if you want to buy an item that gives you a lot of HP and a lot of scaling into the late game, then usually Varmox is the better choice in most games on tanks that scale with max HP. Dimitri though, he doesn't care for my opinion. He just takes another one. Another stack secured. Should be at 41 now. Yep, he is. Looks for a kill here. Sejuani's early game damage is crazy. Especially if you have like a good HP item. Yeah, I know it's an early hard steal, but it kind of like it doesn't matter how early you get your hard steal. It matters how many stacks you get per item that you buy. So like per item that you buy, you kind of need 200 stacks to make it worth. So if he would have bought Vamox, he would be already 200 stacks ahead, kind of, if that makes sense. Now we see Kites here. The dragon is attacked by Grell, dropping really low, but Kites there, and Grell, he has to flash out of the pit even if he gets the dragon. Flashes out, but maybe still in danger. Where we see there, Hook not connecting. Now Sky on the weak side, but they kind of, like Kites, they kind of cannot find any lethal angle here. But it's still not really good for them either. Or like, not really good for Fuego. Because like they're losing the dragon, they're losing the flash of their jungler. Yes, they don't lose any lives, but still there's a second dragon secured for Kites, and they're like looking really strong here. So let's see. Dimitri though right now I have, maybe he's doing a fantastic job on a hard steal. 62 stacks here already. It's something like you rarely see that many stacks on a jungler. But he can find it. I think, like, honestly, the more I think about it, the LATAM region as a whole is like a really bloodthirsty, We often, like, we see a lot of fighting every game. So maybe just in the region it's a better item. But I think in, like, if you would be looking LEC, for example, or LCK, and junglers there buying hard steal, I think it, like, most of the time looks really troll. But Dimitri just might profit from being in LATAM, a region where you fight over everything. And every time. Let's see. Both bot lanes, they're like testing the river here a bit. They're testing the water. No really fights. Now Grell is searching a fight here. Another stack for the hard steal on Dimitri. But he's not winning this 1v1 anymore anyways. But Fuego might still be anyways in not the best position here. Nar has no ultimate anymore. Sky is here too now. Shockwave used, but doesn't find anything. Not sure what he fought here. Flash now needs to be used by Sky. And yeah, I think Kites, they just have it in their hands, honestly. Like, yes, their gold lead is like, yes, Fuego has the gold lead, but I think like Kites, they're kind of on the driver's seat right now. And it already shows that they're kind of, their comp is kind of a bit better, I would say. And now Fuego bot lane, they are really, really deep and low HP. Ultimate is now used. Nice counter ultimate from Brown though. Ichiban is the first that die. Snake has the ultimate, but he has no way he's getting out of it. And Inoribi, finally, he is unleashed. 2 games we have waited for this. And finally, he is bouncing back, showing the promising rookie that he has shown the whole split, I wanna say. Really, really good position here. Next Harald is spawning in a minute, and we see Ichiban is pinging topside, so he probably wants to go there, place vision, maybe punish Dike. Let's see. Both top laners, importantly, have not finished an item yet. Else we see everyone else kind of has finished item, besides support, obviously. So, if any one of those top laners could get they have no TP. They cannot really reset anyways either, so they probably will have to fight the next sequence without an item. So let's see how it goes here. January is now attacked here, but has backup. And Dike, he's losing a lot of HP quickly. Has to flash away now. But there's Ichiban. There's Ichiban. Finding him immediately. January secures the kill and great play. Snaker again is the one that has to bleed a bit for it. But this time he's not getting Dove. He's getting all the minions, so it is okay. And with that, the Harald should be probably be securable for Fuego. Next dragon is only spawning at 1 minute 20, so there's nothing really to cross-map besides botlane to it, and it seems like it is getting cross-mapped. We also see Dimitri is Grell is actually not going to a Harald. He's just invading, letting his top laner taking the Harald. He's losing, actually, Jenny is like losing a lot of damage, but it's not that bad because he probably wants to reset anyways because he should have Triforce now, same as Dike. So let's see. With the Harald, you obviously have, always have a bit the potential of making the, you can use mid lane to thread mid turret, and with this Prio, you can get dragon. So there's often, if you played really good, and the enemy team is not, if they're not ready for it, then this would be a prime moment for the side of Fuego to get 2 objectives with 1. strike. But mid lane turret still has a lot of HP, so it's not that easy to get. Also, it seems like Kites, they're already on the map. They really want to have this dragon. It would be their third. Dike is also moving now. We're going in here. Ichiban is immediately getting put down. The wall will be only this, nothing more will be secured, but this is already enough to secure dragon if they want to. Fuego, they're still in the area, so they're not really giving up yet. But I don't think they can fight here. They think, they should just secure their waves as good as they can. Maybe January can hit the top turret once, but I don't think he should. They're just too fast with these kites, Really find a great angle here on Ichiban, blows him out before the fight even really starts, and with that, another objective secured for kites. It's soul point now for them. And again, yes, there is still a slight gold lead for Fuego. I mean, it's melting right now. It's basically just like 90 gold, but Kites, they just feel like they are in the driver's seat right now. And I think it is coming back from a strong comp that they have that's really good in the early game, really good in skirmishes, but also like really good in team fighting, Kind of does everything great. The only thing that Kites combo kind of cannot really do well is like sieging. They really don't have any great siege power. I mean, they have great waves here, but they have nothing to really pressure the enemy under their turrets. So that could be a bit tough for them. Makes it always like, I think in LATAM, we often see teams getting Nash and then fumbling it. I think Kite's last 2 games, they got a Nash and fumbled it. So with them having a hard comp, this could be tough. TP is now used here from IYBC. Nice play. Just TPing out of it because the wall was actually crazy. Disabled. It's like, actually, it is like real. IYBC is actually maxing wall second. And I think he even put like, yeah, he maxes definitely wall second. It's interesting to see, but he uses his wall really well. He had one wall that was like unlucky bad place, but he had like many walls that were like crazy creative and good place, Maybe he's a Dota player after all, Maybe IYBC is just a Dota player. It could be. But now, for now, he's getting attacked here. Ichiban is now walking up, misses his hook though. And IYBC is really tanky though. Ichiban is losing some damage. He's not out of it. Needs to flash here. Grell gets away from what he kind of wasted. Wave is secured now. And with that, it's not bad for Kites. They're not gaining anything, but they're also not losing anything. And I would say this trade, they are right now winning. Also, because Fuego put so much pressure on bot lane now, it gives Inoribi the opportunity to strike here in mid lane. Secures them a turret. Nash spawns in 1 minute. Theoretically, I think the team of Kits Esports, they have a lot of Nash DPS because they have like an AD carry. They have a Sejuani with like 3 melees, and they have Anivia. So, their damage to Nash is like really, really high. On the other side, I think Fuego also has good Nash damage, but I think it's a bit less. But it makes definitely a Nash an objective that you can. Even if you're only getting like some kills or like maybe other team shows bot side. For Kits Esports, they're on soul point. But technically they could trade Nash for soul, maybe if they get in a position like this. But honestly, I would not like this because again, I think like Kite's team, they have probably a hard time sieging. So I would rather see them fight here for this Infernal Dragon spawning in 1 minute 40. Now, Fuego on the advantage, but it's Brom. He's not really losing anything. Kinda giga tanky. Now the Hard is finally used. It will secure this mid lane turret. I don't think there's much Kites can do. They're walking up now. Actually, they can do. Just secures their turret. This Hard only secures like 2 platings. Kinda whatever at this point of the game. And more important will be the items. We don't see major advantages besides like in jungle. Grell has like 2 items already, but Dimitri still has 1. And we have seen, we have seen about, oh yeah, it's an early hard steal. Wow, he's gotten so much. And then like he has 2 minutes where he got like 80 stacks. And since then, like 6 minutes are like I think like even 7 minutes are gone. And he has like, how many stacks got on a hard steal? 0? Crazy item. So So I think if he had Varmox, it would be much, much better, especially now with his next item, Unending Despair. It's like, the more HP you have, the better this item is. Like, this item is really good with a lot of HP. So, Dimitri just, I think, losing to Shopkeeper a bit. But, basically every Sejuani ever in competitive play is losing to Shopkeeper, so it's, okay. Now we see TP in mid lane. Sky is coming in here. They want to play aggressively here. Let's see what they can get. Grell is stepping up. We also see, but Dimitri is like, he's a big wall. You cannot really get through him. Turret is now. They also cannot really hit turret here. Daek just clears the way with the help of Inori. But Dragon is now spawning, and this is a really important Dragon. Would be the soul for Kites. So both teams probably will fight this. Like their life depends on it. Kites are in a better position, yes. Mid prio is secured by Fuego, but I think Kites, they are willing to drop a mid turret for this. Inori B is like really, no, not IYBC is like really far away now. This fight is starting. It's secured by Fuego. Now the fight has to go out too. Snake is ulting, it's doing a lot of damage. Anivia is also doing a lot of counter damage. Same as Inori B. He's just melting the backline. Gets the first, probably does not get a second kill, but he doesn't really. Oh, nice W. And the rest of his team just wipes the floor. And yes, Fuego secures a dragon here, but they lose an ace and the Nash here for it. So a lot of gold gets into the pocket of Kits Esports. And now it will be really, really important what they can do with this Nash. They definitely can do stuff with this Nash. Especially since now they have a lot of gold here. But let's see. Let's see. 3 sets are now put. Another top turret already secured as well. So they're going back with a big cash. And let's see if there any items are secured. Yes, in AD carry and mid lane, a new item, and top lane also. Like 3 major item spikes secured now. A Hydra, a Malignance, and an Infinity Edge. Especially the Infinity Edge will be crazy value here for Inoribi. In general, having a fantastic games. Has 2 stinkers, but I think like the first 2 games for Inoribi, he was under so much pressure. It's kind of hard to play. But now he's back, Yeah, I agree here. So far, every time Kites had Nash, they kind of fumbled it. This time, they're like in a far better position than the 2 games before with this Nash. But again, they have not the best siege. So, the only thing that they have that is really good for siege is like the Anivia. Because, the Anivia can always clear the wave. But I think Fuego has enough tools to clear wave. Actually, they're getting a turret here on top lane, but I think Kits Esports, they just want to look for a fight, but they cannot get it. Fuego just pushes an ultimate of Nautilus forward to disable the engage here. The potential engage now. Ichiban is going a bit far forward, but doesn't matter. He's not getting pulling out, and great play from Fuego here, actually. In mid lane nothing happens, and like, Jeremy is like just taking a top turret. Really good for him. Really like to see this. But now Kites, they're going for mid lane again. This time a bit more aggressive. Adler Carsten using his ultimate. They're under turret. Yes, the turret will die soon. Ichiban is dying first. Snake are now in the ultimate, but this Sejuani is just getting 0 damage here. Maybe another kill. No, Grey cannot die here. But with the HP bar so low, maybe it doesn't matter. Actually, I think they cannot get more. Only getting 1 kill in a turret. Still, Kites, they're using this Nash quite well so far. For their abilities that they have with their champions. Let's see, now the inept turret is on the table. Grell is coming back here, but the wall is just great. Johnny misses his ultimate. This turret will probably fall on the next wave. I mean, Ichiban is coming, actually. Maybe they can defend it. Let's see how Kites decide to play here. They could try for 1 more wave. If they're not playing on this wave, they're ending the Nash play with like a 2k gold lead. What is definitely fine. It's obviously not the craziest Nash ever, but it pushes the game into the right direction for them. And again, they have a really hard time sieging, so definitely not wasted. And the next objective that will be really, really intense thought around will be the next dragon in 1 minute 20. And for that, Kits Esports, they're putting themselves in a great position. It must be said though that Fuego, they're kind of like item-wise. The only thing they're kind of missing is like they're missing an AD carry item, you know? That's what they're really missing. And kind of a support item too. Usually you don't value support items that much, but I think the Knights would be really, really valuable if Ichiban would have it. So him not having this is actually mattering for the next fight. And I think neither Snake nor Ichiban will get any chance of securing another item. So especially Snaker, I think. I think Snaker, you know, he's in a tough position right now. Because he has no Infinity Edge, but he has to go Armor Pen. So his damage will be like, you know, he kind of needs 2 more items before he's really dealing damage. So I think this next dragon, like, you know, I'm not even seeing how Fuego can contest this. And Fuego doesn't see it either because, like, they are just pushing other positions. They're dropping the soul here. It hurts, you know, for Fuego, but I think it's the right play here for them. There's nothing they can do. They really need Snaker on his next item. He has now finished LDR, but that's not enough at this point anymore. He needs Infinity Edge next too before he will be really impactful. And then he can actually kind of carry fights. It's a bit, but it's really hard, I think, for him, you know. It's like a lot of gold. It's nearly 4k gold that he still has to gain somehow. So, and like, you know, the game is like really like it's like one team fight away, you know, one dash and a team fight away from winning this game. So it will be really hard for Fuego to stall a bit longer for their AD carry to get another item. I also kind of have the suspicion that like the Nara will fall off a bit against the Camille because Camille scales really well. So I mean, Nash is now spawning in 50 seconds. Shockwave used for wave clear here. That kind of doesn't spark any hope that Fuego wants to contest this dragon. But I think they're in a bad position anyways. I have to drink something. Be right back.
Denegaron muchísimo Snacker. Y Snacker estaba haciendo el corazón del equipo. Kits creo que se da cuenta tarde, pero si aprovecha esta partida, nos puede lanzar inclusive hasta el quinto juego sin problema.
Okay, here I am. Return. 16 seconds on the clock. Shockwave still far away. So let's see. Let's see. Fuego still definitely has a way to come back into this game, but it's like, you know, it is all on Snaker's next item, you know, and he has like he's like still far away from it, I suppose. So, this Nash is probably uncontestable. We also have no ultimate from Sky. That would be really important here. So I would assume that it's just gone. Also, the wall of Anivia is like EYBC is like placing the wall so great. Fuego now find an angle here, but Snake is not even there. He's not even DPSing. Not that he can really DPS. He's just getting a mid turret, really important here for him. Again, yeah, they're losing the Nash. Yes, Kites will probably get farther ahead out of it. But it's like, you know, it's what you have to do as Fuego here. You really hope that your AD carry is getting his next item. Before the Elder Ring spawns. This is the thing you're looking right now. Snaker needs to finish this Infinity Edge before the Elder Dragon is spawning. Else this game is basically not unwinnable. It's not unwinnable. Because obviously Kites can do mistakes, but like without Kites mistakes it will be unwinnable. So let's see. We also see a Void Step for the Oriana that will be really important. Sky and Snake they're kind of denying themselves farm here on the mid lane, but they have to be both mid lane. So it's a bit unfortunate. Now, nice Anivia wall again. This forces Grell ultimate, but Grell can just run away for now. Though Anivia wall obviously has less cooldown than the wall, so let's see. So far, Kites is doing everything they need to do to win, but sieging again is still hard for them. They have not the easiest comp to siege, but Anivia is like just doing enough damage that it's kind of fine. You know, she does not only have wave clear at this point, she also has champion clear. And slowly but surely those turrets will melt. Snake has no going base, but I still think he's not finishing his Infinity Edge now. So, first turret secured, and I think the inhib will drop as well. But it is okay for the side of Fuego. You know, they kind of have to drop it. There is no other way for them. It sucks so hard. But what are you gonna do? 2 more minutes on the clock now for this Elder Dragon. I think with Elder Dragon, this game is probably, like, if Kites get the Elder Dragon, it will be really hard, like, basically unplayable for Fuego, because the Anivia ultimate will be just dealing so much damage, and then you can siege as well. The Nash is not really getting that much of an advantage, but might just be enough because Fuego has to group all the time to answer this wave. So Snaker is not getting that much farm that he needs to be. Shockwave is now used. Very great. Immediately ultimate forward. Genuine is also finding a great point. Dimitri's still getting a lot of damage, but he's not dead yet. Oh, Daik also losing a lot of HP. The wall is again great, but they're flashing forward. IYBC sees it completely away from his team. Fuego, they find it. They find it. It's impossible. How can they do it all the game? And they're just finding an incredible catch here in front of the... And now watch Snake as he goes base. He will have his Infinity Edge. I'm 100% sure he will get Infinity Edge here. And this is maybe the turn that they needed. The flip of the century. They lost a lot of flashes for it though. But so did Kites. So let's see if there's Infinity Edge finished. It is... Holy shit. Fuego, they just find the impossible on a hook of Ichiban. They just find it. And he's not even hooking a carry or something. He just hooked Brom. They just run them over. Like, no, Shockwave. I mean, it was Shockwave. Sorry, never mind. I'm stupid. With a crazy Shockwave, it started. Ai. 3000 Elo Shockwave. We used to stay in Germany. Back in, I don't know, season 2. So, crazy shit here. Sky. And Ichiban. Finding a moment for their team. And now 14 seconds on the clock, and Fuego, they're on the position here. Again, this is their match point if they win this game here. That is it with the series. And Kites can say hello to the lower bracket. Elder Dragon is now started. The damage is crazy here. Oh my god, whoever secures it will probably also win the fight. This is really, really terrible. 50-50 is now going in. Grell is still on it. The wall is sacking him. Daik is on the 80 carry. Dragon is secured now, but is it enough? It seems like it. Oh no, there's no way. Fuego is just running them over. Double kill secured. No way IYBC is escaping. He uses his flash, but also a wall, but this is not enough. He will die here. No way. Fuego just finds a way back into this game. It's unbelievable. One mistake is enough. Fuego, you give them a finger, they take your whole body. You know, they throw you down the cliff, you know? Ai. And with this Elder Drake, they're looking to finish this game. Ai. It's only an Elder Dragon, like not just it's only an Elder Dragon, obviously it's not only an Elder Dragon, but it's like the time they have for Elder Dragon is really short. Elder Dragon is like, really an objective that is shortly lived. So they only have like 1.5 minutes now. So I think like theoretically there's still a window for Kites to bounce back, and they immediately start their bounce back by killing Grell here. Ai. Kites, you know, they still have a chance at this game. But I think Snaker, you know, with 4 items now, with lifesteal now, close to finishing his 5th item, he looks so scary. Lucian actually going Zhonya's, by the way, it's kind of crazy. They still have 1 minute on Elder Dragon. Nash is spawning. But it's a really great chain here for them, for Fuego. They can probably get this Nash. It is really hard for Kits to contest them in a fight right now. On the other side, it must be said, the Anivia will probably have a good time clearing the wave, you know? So, the Nash does not need to be the end of the game here. Kites, they're still alive. They are with their backs to the wall, you know. Fuego is pushing them again. After 30 minutes of control, Fuego is finally pushing them. And let's see, Nash is now spawned. 20 seconds more on the Elder Dragon. Fuego would rather fight than start Elder Dragon here, but they have to start Elder Dragon. Nash here. But they don't. The Elder Dragon is running out, so this is like, actually, they cannot start Nash here. It's just over now, and now the game is basically dead even. Yes, there's 1.5k gold lead for Fuego, but it doesn't matter. You know, this is like basically unimportant, this gold lead. I mean, the Camille, you know, Dike on the Camille is like really weak. He has only 2 items last team fight. He ulted Snaker, but he couldn't, like, he did 0 damage to him. So, Snaker on 5 items to a 2 item Camille. It's basically a support Camille, by the way. Now they're going forward, though. Can they find it? Sky is running for his life. He's alone, though. He will probably die. Great shockwave. But the question is, can Fuego just win the other side of the fight? Yes, they can. 2 kills secured now. They're getting for more. Inoribi is popping the Zonyas, but it doesn't matter. It will be an ace here for 1. Yes, Sky dies, but Assassinato Triple and an Exterminio will secure the game here. Probably. Like, there are like 40 seconds left. That should be it. And Fuego just bounces back. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I think this is like crazy. I think Kites, they have shown that they can compete to a certain degree, you know, but they have to, if they want to win this league, they have to step up, you know. I think they can. They have more time. You know, they're going into the lower bracket. Not everything is lost, but Fuego showing that they are still a step ahead here. Whatever happens, GGVP, Fuego making it short, I wanna say. Really, really short. But it's okay, you know. Hey, hi, yeah. GG. Crazy game. As like, wow, I'm. But I have not believed in Fuego bouncing back in that game. But this was a crazy bounce back. I must say, like, oh, beautiful, even beautiful. Wait, let me find something real quick. Yeah, but I think Kites is fine. You know, they can bounce back. I believe in them, you know? They have potential. They have potential. With that said, today's over, basically. There's nothing more happening here. We will wait. I wanna see who's MVP, honestly. But we will see. We watched it later. Tomorrow we will see LRS playoffs. 9Z Globan against Mace Gaming. We'll see tomorrow. It's a really hype matchup. So if you want to watch League of Legends tomorrow again, it is though starting 3 hours earlier than today. So yeah. It will be really interesting to see because I think Mace Gaming and Globant, they're really strong. Yeah. Let's see if we see who's MVP. I wanna know. I think I'm not entirely sure. Who will I give MVP here in this game? I mean, Snaker, you know, he played like not that great, and then he got 4 items, and then he just rolled over them. So let me see. I think Sky's Shockwave, you know. Yeah, I think so too. I think Kites are just got a bit too, you know. They just got a bit too much into it. But it's okay, you know. Sometimes it is like this. Sometimes it's like this. Yeah, I will just let me see. I wanna see if I find something. Who do we can? I send you to. I kind of have no one to raid, so I probably won't raid. Well, I'm a bit unlucky, but it's okay. Yeah, bye. See you next time. I think I will end the stream soon. I will just wait for I really want to know who's MVP. We see this game again here. Like it was like Kites had so much control, but you know, in the end, it doesn't matter. You know, in the end, it doesn't matter. Fuego just bounces back and finds it. I think they will reveal the MVP soon. I think like series overall MVP I would still give to Snaker, no matter this game. No matter this game was kind of hard for him, or like not that great. But at the moment he got 4 items, he kind of carried 2. You know, he did his job this game. That must be said. Oh, the goal graph. It's like really tough to see. But I think Kites, you know, they should promise. You know, they definitely can win in the future. So let's see. Crazy damage numbers from Snaker too. Would not wonder if he gets like MVP for this game too. But I think personally, I think the Shockwave was it, you know? Sky's Shockwave was just you know, if he does not find the Shockwave there, you know, game might be unwinnable. And you remember the first fight Fuego won, Snaker didn't even have his 4th item yet, you know? So, let's see. I really wanna see. Show me. Who's MVP? Yeah, Snaker, MVP of the series. I think there's no doubt. I would agree 100%. There's nothing to add there, honestly. Just great, great, great. Yeah. I really don't find anyone to rate here. Maybe I'm just stupid, but there's no one that I know that I can rate. So, with that said, I wish you a great evening. I hope you wait early of the day, whatever time you have right now. It was really fun to be here. Tomorrow, 3 hours earlier, I will be here for LRS playoffs, and on Wednesday, I will co-stream the regular season of the Brazilian Tier 2 city. And then next week, you know, LRN playoffs again. So I wish you a great time. And wait, actually, yeah, no. Bye bye.